to compromise. And you can tell me if I mean it looking in my eyes, cause I've been waiting for my moment to strike. So come close, let me show you what it's like. Yeah, you can try to stand in my path, but you're gonna regret it. I'll be the one who laughs last while I'm making my exit, cause this is only for the strong of heart, not if you get it. And no matter what the outcome, you better
Yes, you did. Hi, chat. How are we doing? I gotta mute my stream so I can hear myself. Hi, chat. How are we? How is everyone?
Oh my goodness.
We got a big day. This is a big Dogwave.
It is.
It's episode 50, and we'll be laughing at a whole bunch of dumbasses.
It's not how I wanted to spend episode 50.
No.
Talking about people glorifying assassinations is definitely not how I was expecting to do.
But don't worry, that will not be the entire stream. We have clowning on a certain red company as well.
It took me a moment to figure out what you were talking about here, and I was like, "Oh right, he's talking about
Nintendo.
YouTube." Or yeah, right. We're clowning on them too. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Chat.
Yeah. Honestly, when you didn't show up like right before stream, I'll be like, well, if Akko's not here, I am running Dogwave anyway, whether you're here or not.
Well, I'm kind of just surprised you thought about doing that without calling me.
It's because typically you are around by the time, and also calling you never works.
Yeah, you got my phone number.
The last time you pulled that, where you slept in and forgot about a stream, Mizu and I were both calling you, and it got nowhere.
I feel so called out right now, chat. You have no idea.
Like, Mizu did most of Under the Tea by himself that day.
He did.
Clifford the Big Red Dogwave. Exactly. Clifford had titties.
Oh, goodness.
Welcome, everyone. How was your week?
How was my week? My week was okay. You know, shit happened. But for the most part, my week was okay.
Good. The blue brine mentioned. Yes, the puddle was mentioned.
How about you?
Oh, busy. Very busy.
Very busy? Oh, that's right. It's
This was Patch Tuesday week. This was my busiest week of the month.
It was your busy week.
My busy week. Borderlands 4 came out.
How's that going?
So I said last Dogwave, I believe it was last Dogwave, where I said that I intend to have Borderlands 4 done by this Dogwave, so I could talk about it.
It's not.
No, my expectations have been shattered.
Because in a bad way, chat. He hates it.
It's in a good way. Don't listen to the octopus.
He hates it, chat. It's horrible.
Typically a Borderlands game with 100%, so like full map completion, full side quests, story completion, I could typically get it done in 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 full days. Mm-hmm. I am about, what is my clocked hours right now? 36 hours. And I'm nowhere near the end. And this is with still doing side quests.
Are you telling me that they actually made a beefy game this time?
They made a beefy game.
I'm kind of surprised, honestly.
And I was saying this earlier. I think I said it to Jazz because he posted about it on Twitter. And I basically said, if you ignore Randy, because all Randy is just a mouthpiece.
A shitty one.
He's a shitty mouthpiece, but he's a mouthpiece. But the game itself, the devs cooked. They definitely took our opinions, our feedback from 3, and applied it to 4.
Uh-huh.
So, great. Temp, do you even take a break during that? Yes, I do. I do indeed take breaks. Does it pull BL3 storyisms? No. I can understand why people wouldn't like the story, but the main antagonist is actually, like, threatening.
I'll say it like this, chat. Mizu played it for quite a few hours the other day. So I think Mizu was even like, it's better than previous.
Yeah.
So
So here's my genuine opinion.
Genual. What the
Genual.
fuck is
I don't know
genual?
what genual is. I think I'm trying to mix like genuine and actual together.
Probably.
My genuine opinion, is it as good as 2? No. But I do think it sits as number 2. Like Borderlands 2 is like the best game of the series. 4 is like number 2. Like if you were to do like a top 3, it is definitely like number 2 on the list.
Where's number 1?
That would, you mean the first game? That would be number 3 on the list.
Oh, okay. So number 3 is like number 4.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, no. Yeah, no. 3 is 4, pre-sequel is 5, and then Tina's off in whatever land. But yeah, no, I really like 4. And this is, I'm going to be saving this for a rant later. My performance has been good.
Yeah, but your computer's new.
Borderlands 4 requires specs also insane 32 gigabytes of RAM and at least 12 to 16 gigabytes of VRAM. I'm gonna be honest. 32 gigs is like, if you have a gaming computer, 32 gigs is like the minimum is what you should be doing now.
Yeah, but a lot of people...
No, I know. But that I would say is the minimum. Like if you're buying a computer today, or even like
RAM isn't cheap, Tim. Come on now.
I'm actually going to Amazon now to see how much is a set of AM5. Sorry, not AM5.
He's going online just to check me, chat.
A kit of DDR5, CL36, 6000 megahertz, 32 gigs of RAM is $85. Not even fair. 85 is nothing to scoff at. That's still a lot of money. But if you're not caring about like RGB and you just want straight performance, it's actually not that bad.
Right. Don't sell me on this game. I don't need to feed my addiction.
And I while I'm not playing it at maximum settings, because you really don't need to with Borderlands, I am playing it at the tier below. And I'm getting almost consistent. I'm pretty much getting consistent 60 FPS, no dips. The only time it dips is in like a cutscene. But a cutscene is a cutscene.
Sorry, my brain just kind of like broke there for a moment. I have like 5 ancient cities like in close proximity to each other. So what you're telling me is that it's actually a decent game.
It's a very competent game, yes.
Okay. That's also really cool looking.
Now, to be fair, I will, if you are still hesitant, Borderlands games pretty much go on sale pretty quickly.
All the time?
Yeah. So I would wait for it to go on sale if you're hesitant.
Well, you know me.
You're not going to play it anyway.
I mean, like, I don't have a reason to, honestly.
No, you don't.
I got my Minecraft slappa right here, and I'm enjoying that. Exactly.
How is the story? Is it better than 3? Yes, by a large margin. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but there was a scene like I did one of the main bosses of the game, right last night before I went to bed, and there was a cutscene afterwards, and that cutscene genuinely made me go, "What the fuck?" And not in a bad way. Like, it was like, holy shit, what did they pull out of their ass? Like, it was actually really well done. A Borderlands game has never made me stop moving and just made me contemplate what just happened. Very few games do that.
Well, I mean, like, isn't Borderlands supposed to be like a mostly comedic style
Yes.
game? Like, it's serious, but like it's a comedy
Yes.
at the same time. And
Correct.
this is the first time you're telling me that you've been like, "What the
No,
fuck did I
no. The
just
last
see?"
time this happened was actually Borderlands 2. Which says a lot when Borderlands 4 is like so close to 2 as far as like quality.
Okay.
So that's good. I appreciate that. Is it better than Borderlands 3? Is it a very high bar? It's not. I understand what they were trying to do with 3, but 3 3 had so many decisions I didn't agree with. For one, balancing their game around streamers. Like, you constantly saw streamers playing 3, and
Uh-huh.
instead of listening to the overall community, when a streamer said, "I don't like this feels like ass," they would
They
change
changed
it
it.
to fit what the streamer said.
That's kind
And
of retarded in
it
my
is
personal
very
opinion.
retarded, and a lot of people did not like 3.
I'm gonna be honest. If a streamer gets to dictate how a game goes, the game dev should be run out of business.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I don't
I
know if
wasn't
that
ex-
was a dev decision or a Randy decision, because Randy is still to this day tries to be buddy with all this, like, the big Borderlands streamers.
I'm Randy. Randy Stare. Wrong Randy.
So I hope the dogs wave. The dogs are waving. The dogs are very much
Dog
waving.
is definitely waving, yes.
Um,
Dogs are waving and the yippies are yipping.
my biggest complaint about Borderlands 4 right now is how much the DLCs cost.
What, $40 or some shit?
So if you want the bounty packs, if we wanted to describe how the bounty packs operate within the context of
Yeah.
Borderlands, Borderlands 2 had a piece of content called Headhunters, essentially. And Headhunters were kind of small. You could probably knock them out in like 2 hours, max.
Okay.
The DLC to buy all 4 of them, which is from like October to like Q4 2025 all the way to Q3 2026, is $40.
Okay.
And then the other bundle, which is the Vault Hunter pack. So usually Borderlands will do 2 big story DLCs. Not 2, 4. So these story DLCs will be like, here's a new region, here is new characters, new weapons to farm, basically a lot of new everything. For 4, they've opted to go for 2 right now. The game already just came out, already has DLC. No, it has cosmetic DLC right now, but they have season passes available for when they release the other DLCs, like a few months from now. But instead of doing 4 DLC stories, or 4 story DLCs this time around, they're doing 2.
Uh-huh.
But each story DLC will come with a new Vault Hunter. If you don't understand what a Vault Hunter is, it is the character you pick when you start the game. It is the character like you play with a new kit, a new action skills, like new ultimates, whatever. That's kind of what it is. So they're doing 2, but 1 Vault Hunter per DLC is coming as well, and that's included in the DLC. But to buy both of these packs, it is $90. It is
So it's $45 per.
It is $50 for the Vault Hunter pack and $40 for the Bounty pack.
Why?
That I don't know.
You're basically buying another game.
To be fair, it'll probably be as much content as another game.
That is disgusting in my personal opinion.
Again, my opinion is not, as of right now, my opinion of this game is not 100% solidified because I'm not done with it. But as of right now, I will definitely be getting my $70 worth out of this game. Yeah, it's still not as disgusting as Nintendo right now. I will agree. We'll talk about that in a bit.
I don't know. That really is
no, because it's $90, but you're paying $90 for what could essentially be 2 big story DLCs in an open world game, and then 4 mini story DLCs in an open world game. Meanwhile, Nintendo, and if we were to talk about Nintendo right now, we could talk about Nintendo right now.
Let's talk about Nintendo right now.
Okay.
We'll make that the first thing to talk about.
All right, let me pull up a Nintendo thing. Because Nintendo...
We got a lot to talk about, chat.
We
got Nintendo. We got game devs being game devs. And I got Just Drive Haze.
We got Nintendo being icky.
Yeah, chat's like, I don't know how I feel about that.
When Gearbox is less scummy than Nintendo, yeah, I know. That is... Yeah. So
again, I don't know about that.
I guess we'll start with the amiibos.
Okay. Do you have a screen to pull up for this?
Yes, I do. I'm working on getting it up right now.
Okay. You went silent there.
Sorry, the phone started ringing. I muted myself so that way it didn't like bother anyone. There we go. That is streaming. So, that dog can talk? Yes.
The dog can talk, chat.
So, Nintendo, they had their Direct, was it 2 days ago on Friday?
Okay.
During the Direct, they announced quite a bit of things. But one of them was that they are releasing Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 for the Switch 2.
Yes, and a lot of people were kind of like excited about that, but then they realized that they're releasing it for more money than it used to be on the eShop, and a lot of people are like, what the fuck, Nintendo?
Yeah. So, it's not in the docket because it's just so much, and I'm literally like a little overwhelmed by how much is in the docket. But Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 are releasing on the Switch 2 for $70 as a bundle and $40 a piece separately.
I will, and it's on both consoles. It's not just the Switch.
Yes,
2,
it is
right?
on both consoles. But
Okay.
the reason they are actually justifying the price increase, so you know the Switch 2 is like a console that can supposedly do 4K.
Uh-huh.
But Nintendo is actively making, like, upcharging their games to say, like, oh, well, we're charging more because the game could do 4K. That is actually
So the
their
game is going
reasoning.
to be in 4K now.
That's their actual reasoning for Galaxy 1 and 2 being $40 a pop, is just, it can be in 4K.
So it's not guaranteed to be in 4K. It's just, it can be in 4K.
Yes. Oh, and they're adding, like, a couple new pages to Rosalina's storybook. Whee!
For the first time in over a decade, they're adding new pages to her storybook.
Yeah.
You know they're doing that for the movie, right?
Oh, I absolutely do. 100%.
By the way, chat, there is now confirmation that there is a Mario Galaxy movie, which I was not expecting them to
I
jump
have
to
an
very
opinion
quickly.
about that one. I'll be honest.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I would have treated Mario Galaxy like the third movie in a trilogy. Kind of like how Sonic did Adventure 2.
No, 100%. I was like, why is this the second movie that's coming out? Because like,
I would have done...
I was expecting Daisy
Yep.
and maybe more like Luigi stuff in the second movie. Not like to go straight to
Galaxy.
Straight to this.
Like,
'Cause,
Galaxy, again, I would say, is like, if you want to look at like Bowser as like a character, and we'll kind of look at Eggman in the Sonic movies in a similar light, he just gets progressively more nuts as the movies go on.
Yes.
So you would expect Bowser by the third
like,
movie to be like, he's just hit his limit. He's done.
Well, Galaxy is kind of just like the thing where he's like, I'm taking the nuclear option and I'm destroying the universe.
Yep, exactly.
which is definitely a nuclear option.
If I can't have
so.
Peach, if I can't have the world, none of you get to have that. Fuck all of you. So I expected Mario World or Super Mario World or Super Mario Land or whatever as the sequel. But they instead went straight to Galaxy. And don't get me wrong, I think it's going to be good because the first movie was still. And they've given us no reason to say that it won't be. But I think that's a bit of a leap. And I'm calling it right now. I know why they're doing this too.
Know why they're doing what? Going
Galaxy.
straight to Galaxy?
Yep.
Why?
Do you remember the prison scene in the first movie?
Yes.
Where Luigi is like hanging in a cage above a whole bunch of lava?
Yes. Do you think it's really because of that?
I do. Because in that scene, we were also introduced to the suicidal Luma, who is very popular.
I hate calling it the suicidal Luma, but you are not incorrect. That's what it was.
That's exactly what it was. And I'm calling it right now. Nintendo are leaning into the Lumas being their minions.
I hope not. That would be very annoying. They could have done Odyssey. Here's the thing.
No,
Chat. I like Odyssey, but Odyssey is like
Odyssey. They kind of did that with the first movie. I'll be honest.
I'm gonna be real. Yeah, like if they did Odyssey, Odyssey fits better. Because like Galaxy and Odyssey are very similar, in terms of like kind of story. It's just it's not including all the space shit, in my personal opinion. I don't know. I feel like you kind of have to choose one or the other.
Yep. You know, I also would have suggested like a sequel could have been Sunshine, because then you could have introduced EGAD. You could have kind of set up like the situation like, oh, if they wanted to do a spin-off, like Luigi's Mansion.
I kind of was hoping for that.
Because the first movie,
like classic.
Because the first movie was like, it felt like a fusion of like the first game, Odyssey with some of its elements, and here's something else too: is that the end credit scene for the first movie was Yoshi. It was the Yoshi egg.
Yoshi's technically in Galaxy.
Yoshi's in Galaxy 2, not Galaxy 1.
But he's technically in Galaxy.
Yes, but the way they treated it was very much like, here is Super Mario World. I don't know. Again, I think it's still going to be good. I'm just like, this is a leap. Like, we probably would have the same reaction if the Sonic movies went straight from like, we were kind of retelling Sonic 1 to straight to Adventure 2. It's like, I'm sorry. How we get from here to here?
I mean, yeah, that would really be weird. I agree. It would definitely be very weird. The Great Leap Forward. I just don't see why. I feel like Galaxy is a good idea. It's not right now.
Yeah,
it just doesn't feel like it fits right now.
Again, like you could have had first movie be Peach, second movie be Daisy, and the third movie be Rosalina. That would have been fine.
Now we're just skipping straight to Rosalina right now.
Yeah. Unless they swap Rosalina with Daisy, but after all the Rosalina amiibo here, no. No.
I hope not. That would piss me off.
No. But I guess we'll kind of go back into what they're talking about here. So they're raising the prices of amiibos.
Yes. Amiibos, I guess like they used to be $15. People are like coming out and telling me, oh, they used to be $15. I will tell you.
Yes, they were.
I've never really owned an amiibo. I think I used to own one, but like I don't know where it is, and I'm going to assume that it got eaten up by the family, and I just don't have it anymore because of that. But I've never really had an amiibo, so I've never really cherished them the same way I've seen some people do it, and I'm just
I have some, but they're on the shelf. They're like little statues, and that's all they do.
Yeah, it's like I've never really seen the appeal of it personally. Thank you, Saturn, for the follow. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I've never really seen the appeal very much for them.
Mm-hmm.
Amiibo, excuse me. I almost said emotes, emoji. I've never really seen the appeal for them. Because like you use them in a couple of games and that's really about it. And
Yep.
most of them can be used in Smash. And
Exactly.
I thought that was neat, but like it just wasn't that interesting to me personally. It's just me though. They're collectibles. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I just never really. And maybe it's just because none of them were anime girls, except for the Bayonetta one.
So
There was a
some
Bayonetta
people,
one, right?
there was one for Smash,
Okay.
but there wasn't one
Anyway.
like directly tied to like the Bayonetta games.
Uh-huh.
So Nintendo announced some amiibo during the direct, and they're $40 a piece.
That's disgusting.
And that's just for the Mario Galaxy ones.
That is utterly disgusting.
We don't even know what they do besides just being amiibo. I mean, sure they look
They
good,
exist.
but and like yeah, they're bigger, but $40? It's 80. It's actually more expensive to buy them than it is to buy the bundle of like Galaxy 1
you're
and
right,
2.
it is.
If you were to buy the
That's
game
insane.
separately, it's the same price.
The new Metroid's 40? The new Metroid the Metroid one is 40. That's insane too.
Yeah, so the Metroid Prime ones are also going to be actually no. The Samus one and the Silux one will be $30.
Uh-huh.
Still expensive, but better. And then the one of Samus on her new motorcycle is $40.
What is it with people on motorcycles these days, by the way?
Because motorcycles are cool.
I mean, fair.
To be fair, and like, I'm not. When they announced a motorcycle for Breath of the Wild, it was like, this is cool. I can understand how this would fit. But out of like most Nintendo franchises, besides maybe like Mario, it doesn't really fit. Metroid, though, it actually does kind of fit.
Well, Metroid, yeah, sure. It's just it feels like a lot of Nintendo games have had motorcycles in them recently.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like that.
It's the tariffs. Okay.
A lot of this is a lot of people are going with the idea that it's tariffs. Yeah. But
Okay.
but you thought these two were egregious. You thought they were no. Then we had this, the Kirby Air Riders amiibos.
I heard these ones were like expressly controversial because like they were like hot swappable or something.
So, do you know how much they are?
What, $50?
They're $50 a piece.
That's disgusting.
They only will work in Kirby Air Riders. And
why would you get them?
The figures themselves are swappable. So say you wanted Waddle Dee on the Kirby amiibo, or you wanted Kirby on the Waddle Dee amiibo, like they show here. But you can't get the full effect of the game without buying it. And they're not in a bundle. You can't buy them in a bundle. So you have to buy them separately.
Core functions of this game can only be unlocked if I own the amiibos?
Yes. So,
like what?
The game, I don't know, but the game itself is $70.
Okay, so you have to spend $70 for a video game, then you have to spend an additional $50.
No. If you want the full functionality, you need to spend $100 for the amiibos. So, in order to get the most out of Kirby Air Riders, it is $170 plus tax.
All right, chat, press 1 if you think that Nintendo is worse, and press 2 if you think that Gearbox is worse for who gets to out-monetize the other.
It is $170 to get the most out of Kirby Air Riders. You thought Gearbox was bad. No! Nintendo has lost their minds.
I would say a lot of people have just lost their minds recently, but, you know.
Oh, and this is not even the worst of it. So
That's
we had $70
why?
Mario Galaxy.
Listen, I'm just gonna say this right now. If you buy this, you are real like I don't care. But like you must really love Nintendo that much if
Oh,
you
yeah.
buy this.
No, I was actually watching while I was doing some adulting stuff around the house today. I turned on the Blue Muppet. And even he was like, I can't justify this. No. Like, I occasionally, like, for a game I like. Like, he likes Metroid and Pikmin as his two favorite Nintendo franchises. So he'd go out and buy the amiibos for his favorite franchises, which is totally understandable. I have Xenoblade amiibos. I don't blame him. But even he saw this and is like, no. No, this is too much. I can't justify this.
I don't really, again, you really have to be into Nintendo. You have to be really gay for Nintendo in order to justify this.
So, during that direct, they also announced the Virtual Boy for Nintendo Switch Online. There are two versions of the Virtual Boy. So, in order to get the most experience out of your Virtual Boy online subscription, which is already, because you have to have, I believe, Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pass, which is, I think it's $100 a year. It's either 50 or 100.
Yeah, honestly, one of the cheaper subscription things I've seen.
It is, but if you want to get the most out of the Virtual Boy online, whatever, you have to buy the Virtual Boy controller for $100, which is just crack it open, slam your Switch 2 inside of it, and then wear your Switch 2 on your face.
Oh, so it's not even like a custom console. It's just like not something custom to connect. Oh.
No! It's a giant glorified plastic box for your Switch.
I can see why people would not buy that.
But if you're too much of a cheapskate, don't worry. Nintendo planned for that. You could also buy it in cardboard for $25.
Instead of paying $100 for a big piece of plastic to tape around your face, you can pay $25 to tape a piece of cardboard around your face with your Switch console.
Yes. And might I add, it gets worse.
Why?
It gets worse. So, Nintendo also announced the DLC for Donkey Kong Bonanza. Less than a month. No, less than 2 months after it came out.
Okay.
For $20 for DLC that was absolutely in development while the other game was in development. Or the main game was in development. So,
and it's just like, why are you
DLC
introducing
for
a DLC?
Donkey Kong is the same price as Silk Song.
No, I saw those memes when people were talking about it. It's just like, why would I pay for DLC when, you know,
like this would have been fine if they announced this like several months down the line, not less than 2 months later.
Right, and it's just like, why would I buy this DLC when I could literally just buy Silk Song?
And the worst of it all. So
what even is the DLC?
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
So they announced a DLC for Pokemon Legends ZA called Mega Dimension. A DLC for a game that isn't even out. I'll give Gearbox some credit here. They did announce DLC, but they didn't announce what it is or what it's going to be.
Okay.
Just, hey, this is coming. Be ready.
Be careful with giving them credit.
But Nintendo flat out said before the game even comes out and said, hey, here's some Pichu and Raichu Mega Evolutions. And that's all this is.
And it's like $20?
$30.
$30 for two. Wait, is it just two evolutions?
I'm pretty sure there's a story to it as well. But
still, boy, I hope
$30. So if you bought the game on your Switch 1, it's $60. If you bought a Switch 2 and you wanted to upgrade your copy of the game, it's an extra $10 on top of that. And then if you wanted to buy the DLC for a game that isn't even out yet, it's an extra $30.
Nintendo has really just gone full bore on just give us DLCs. Oh my goodness.
And they add here, thank you Centralease, plus the NSO subscription if you want the Mega Kalos starters. So Nintendo also announced, so the 3 starters for Legends ZA has Mega Evolutions. You cannot get them unless you give Nintendo money for your Nintendo Switch Online subscription.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You can't even play ZA properly unless you give them...
So, yeah. Meaning, if you want... I'm not going to say a full year of NSO. Because that's the same. But if you added the full year, it is $150 to get the most out of your experience of Legends ZA.
Wow. And the only people that are kind of smart enough to know about this are not parents, sadly.
No. Both are Raichus. That's even funnier. So. And the icing on the cake, who's ready for that one? Nintendo recently acquired a patent for summoning and battling characters.
Right, because they need to continue to poison the well with their lawsuits they're doing.
Yeah. So, because they did acquire it, this technically means they can go after companies like Blizzard for Rangers, or Atlas and Sega for the existence of Shin Megami Tensei and Persona.
I'm hoping that they are that stupid.
I really hope. Oh, they've been able to sue Square Enix for a while because they had a patent for mounts, and technically chocobos fall under that.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's the thing. They could go after all of these companies for it, but they're not going to. Because
right,
these are specifically to go after Palworld.
No, of course.
Because Palworld is the only thing that threatens Nintendo's standing.
And of course, they're not going to go after other companies because if they did, they get clapped. This is specific. Excuse me.
They know.
This is specifically for one area.
They know if they went after companies like Activision, Blizzard, Microsoft. Let's say Microsoft, Square Enix. They know they would actually be in for a bit of a fight. But yeah, and as Stefan is saying, they're going after smaller companies, specifically Palworld. This is to knock the indies off the pedestal because indies are a threat to modern gaming. At least what Nintendo thinks is modern gaming. Because Pokemon is the best-selling franchise in the world.
Of course. I feel like that's going to get worse as they get greedy, though.
No, yeah, it's going to get worse.
It has to. I have to imagine that some people have limits.
People have limits, absolutely, and it's only going to get worse from here. But there have been some rumors and reports that Nintendo has apparently been getting very sloppy in the courtroom.
Okay. How so?
Well, I don't know the specifics. Again, it's just rumors.
Okay.
But they seem to be changing patents on the fly because the judge is seemingly siding with Pocket Pair.
Okay.
Again, I don't know the validity of that. I cannot co-sign that. But if they are actively trying to mess with the patents to give themselves an upper hand by saying like, oh, this is how it is. No, you're wrong. Change that. Judge, look, this is the actual way and you're an idiot. It's not going to go well for them.
I don't think that they would be that stupid, but...
if they're desperate. Again,
it would just be really stupid if they are that desperate. I mean, like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think that if they are that legitimately that retarded, I think it's all over for Nintendo, honestly.
And Nintendo's going to go nowhere, but I do think they will lose the lawsuit.
Right.
Nintendo, I do think Nintendo can be good again. but they have a long, dark, deep pit to dig themselves out of.
Here's the problem. You say that, oh, they can be good again. That implies that they're already at the bottom and it's ready to start making
what
good.
really needs to
They're not
happen
there yet.
is they need to change leadership. But they're not going to, because the last time they actively changed leadership was Iwata dying.
Yeah. Overconfident and arrogant. That's more proper. I would agree with that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I think Nintendo has definitely shit the bed harder than even companies like EA and Ubisoft.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess I don't know. I guess I just have to sit and wait and see.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I understand your argument where it's just like, oh, they're worse than Gearbox. I don't think people care though. I think Gearbox is just like shit to a lot of people just because. So, it's gonna take a while before people are gonna like have the same sentiment.
Absolutely.
Gosh, damn it, that's not what I want.
Again, the only thing that's going to change Nintendo is a full shift in leadership. Was Iwata that much of the players? Yes. Iwata, so during the Wii U, when the Wii U was actively suffering and causing Nintendo to take a giant hit, instead of docking the pay for developers and basically making people get less money, Iwata took the hit and actually got less on his yearly bonus and his salary. So the developers can keep being paid their normal wages. So they can keep going, and took the hit himself because it is on him to fix.
Yeah. Thank you for the 5, Zen Master.
So yeah, I'm going to go with Iwata and Reggie. We're both very much for the gamers. And when Iwata passed away and Reggie left, there was a definite shift in Nintendo's functionality.
Number 1, you are correct, Internet Zen Master. Number 2, this is kind of what happens when you employ somebody with the name Bowser.
Yeah.
In the company. It's kind of a joke, but like that's what happens. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Everything changed when Bowser took over. What's funny is they all joked about it. They're like, "Oh, ha ha ha! It's not you guys. It's just a joke. It's a silly thing."
They did animations even for the Switch, and, not like this console, but like the Switch from Reggie to Bowser.
But like, the more that you sit and think about it, the more I'm just like, I wonder. I don't know. I wonder. Thank you for the 5, Kirby. This is a good art. So, they're bringing up that Gearbox is bad, and they also don't have the money that Nintendo has. So I would agree with that.
Yeah, no,
they have the uphill battle of spending less money, and trying to make a good product.
No, yeah,
if that makes sense.
I completely agree. Again, I'm not saying Gearbox is perfect. I will never ever say they're perfect. They've had way too many fuck ups. But I do think, and I treated Bungie the same way, and maybe people will look at me poorly for this.
They definitely do sometimes, yeah.
I know. If a company does bad, shame them for it. Call out their bullshit. But when they do good, praise them. Say like, "Hey, you this is a good job. This is good. You did really good here." Because especially companies like Gearbox, who just feel like they are perpetually online, they take notice of that.
Right.
I'm just saying. Praise when done well, shame when done bad.
And right now, Gearbox is doing...
Gearbox is actually doing pretty well right now.
Is doing okay. Ow.
Considering Gearbox's standards, this is good.
Again, I'll have to take your word for it. I trust you. I trust Mizu as well.
I know Malice is enjoying it.
And
Malice has been playing it, and he's been liking it.
right. Right. I'm not praising Ubisoft for neglecting Rayman, only to bring him back when their hubris caught up
No,
to
yeah.
him. Oh no, yeah, no. The issues on Borderlands 4. Yeah, there is. Now, Temp, I will chastise you because there are people saying that that Borderlands only works well if you have a newer or better console or game system.
See, I'm going to counteract that. I'm going to counteract that.
You technically do.
It is apparently running very bad on 9950X3Ds and 5090s.
Okay.
I'd also like to point out that some of these people are trying to run it at 4K on max settings. Dipshits.
So, your rebuttal is just that it runs shitty on new cards and new cards are known to run shitty anyway, so...
New cards are known to run shitty, and...
I would say that you can't use them as an argument.
4K is still a luxury. It is a poor luxury.
Okay. But people are trying to run these normal, I'm hearing.
Yeah, so I'm running it 1440p on the very high settings. It is not the max settings, and I'm getting a consistent 60 frames.
Uh-huh.
I have a 13th gen Intel CPU. I have a 9070 XT. Yeah, it's a more of a modern system. But it is actually lower specs than some of the people that are complaining.
You can't defend Go Potato Mode because the devs are too lazy to optimize. Thank you for the $5.
4K is a poor luxury. I don't mean it like that. What I mean is like it is a luxury thing that is just kind of shit.
See, Temp, I got somebody in my chat saying that they have a 3090. Are you saying that they need to be in the middle at a 40 series card in order to run it well?
No. Dom is even playing it and he's fine. Malice
What is he playing it on?
3080.
Okay. Good night.
Dom's playing on a 3080. Malice is playing on a 4070 Ti. Like, it does come down to, like, people's cards. Because, like, I've seen some people with the same setup I have say the game runs like shit.
Okay, so maybe a better thing to say is it would be it's random.
Exactly. It does feel random. It feels more
Thank you for the $10. Temp, I think we'll just have to. I think you'll just have to agree to disagree with the audience on that.
No, I actually agree with that. If it doesn't run well at 4K, why is it even there?
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be. You know the reason why 4K is in all these games, and why they push it? Because it's a fad. It's a hype. It's a hype. That's exactly it.
Yeah, it's like listen, chat. I'm gonna tell you right now. I hate 4K. I've never had 4K on.
If you want the best 4K experience, it is a lot of money, but there are OLED displays.
The 5090 card problem is the AI. No, I would agree with that.
AI and the ROPS, the modern 50 series NVIDIA GPUs had the ROPS issue when they were coming out.
Listen, we're just gonna have to agree, Temp. The game's poorly optimized.
Oh no, I'm not gonna disagree.
It runs well for some people, doesn't run well for others. And you just got the luck of the draw when it comes to it actually running for you.
No, yeah, I did.
Jeez, game. Giving me a bunch of bullshit here.
I agree. Anyway. So we can do the Charlie Kirk stuff now, or we can watch that video you wanted.
I would say let's do the Charlie Kirk stuff a little bit later.
Okay.
Chad, if you want to laugh at the dumb people that glorified Charlie Kirk's death, we'll be doing that. just a little bit later.
Actually,
For now,
I'm gonna put it on this display. I will stream it since
now
it's up.
That's fine. For now, I want to play this video. Now, chat, yesterday we watched the Spiffing Brit talk about why everybody is the cause for the loss of YouTube views. It really never sat right with me. It didn't sit right with me at all. Thank you for the 5. Oh, hold on. No, I agree. So my whole thing, my big problem with like the Spiffing Brit is it felt like it was just he was putting too much emphasis on, oh, it's the viewer's fault. It's the viewer's fault that the views are down because nobody's watching. Why is nobody watching? Oh, it's that time of year. And it's just like I listened to that and I was like, okay, I can agree that if it's that time of year, for those that don't know, everybody goes on vacation at this time of year. Everybody goes back to work and back to school. So yeah, that's a decent argument, but I don't feel like that's the entire argument. He also said a whole bunch of stuff I disagree with, like the fact he's like, oh, people don't get shadow banned. I was like, yeah, people do get shadow banned pretty frequently. It depends on the topic and depends on what people are talk about. But yes, shadow banning does exist, and you can't really say that it doesn't. So like, when I listened to it, and even when I shared it with Mizu was like, what's the TLDR? And I gave him the TLDR, and he's like, I don't believe that. I don't trust that one bit. And I was like, yeah, I don't trust that either. So Josh Strive Hayes, who made a video actually talking about this originally, he's been gathering data and information. And I will say I pre-watched this video, chat. But Josh Strive Hayes puts, in my opinion, the best foot forward on what the actual problem, quote unquote, problem is. Okay. Now, he gives data. When I listened to this video, I decided I was going to go home from work and look at this data myself. I have looked at the data that he has provided. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I'll be a good enough candidate for this, but we're going to listen to it. And before we even watch it, I want to ask you, what do you think the actual before he even mentions it, what do you think the actual problem is?
I think it's their new AI system.
The new AI system? Okay. Play the video and make sure you put it at 1.25
Yeah,
too.
it's already 1.25.
And let's learn together.
All right.
Hi, I'm Josh Strive Hayes. I don't like making drama videos. I'd far rather be playing video games, but YouTube is my job, so when it makes changes, which I may see and worry about, I like to be told. And when a creator I have a great deal of respect for, the Spiffing Brit, puts out a video basically saying every creator is wrong on this subject, nothing has changed, trust me bro, specifically referencing a video I made about it, when I believe I have enough data to make a reasonable claim that he himself is wrong, I kinda have to. In this video, I'll present the evidence of a pattern of source-view desync relating to YouTube views from computers specifically, why that hasn't affected creator income despite looking quite scary, and then show you why it's not a normal yearly cycle, and what caused it with sources. Before we go any further, I need to make something crystal clear. This video isn't a call-out or an attack against the Spiffing Brit. I've met Spiff in real life. He is an extremely kind person. He's generous with his time, and he's one of the most supportive creators I've been lucky enough to know, especially to smaller or mid-sized channels. He has a wealth of knowledge and understanding about YouTube, so this isn't me throwing shade. I've actually never disagreed with him, which is why, when I do disagree with him now, he deserves nothing less than me bringing my A game with data
real quick?
And research.
It is just kind of funny to listen to these people when they're like, please don't throw shade his way. I really do still respect him. The funny thing, they have to say that because it's just like, if you don't, people are just going to needlessly attack other people for no reason. And it's kind of funny.
I will admit, and I'm sure he's correct, but I'm also going to say this is the biggest amount of dick sucking I've seen in a while.
Oh, he ain't dick sucking. He actually deeply disagrees with the Spiffing
No,
Brit.
I know, but like the way he's like, he is the best person. I never disagree with him, and for that reason, I have to put my best effort towards disagreeing with him because he only deserves the best effort from me. Like, dude, you don't need to go that hard.
Well, the reason why he is going that hard is I personally think that if he doesn't, people are going to get the wrong idea that he actually hates the Spiffing Brit.
Yep.
And hell, I even said yesterday when I talked about it, I was like, listen, I don't hate the Spiffing Brit. I just think he's wrong. And I do think that the Spiffing Brit is wrong. I thought he was wrong about his projections. I thought he was wrong about a good chunk of the video, I thought he was wrong about shadow banning.
Mhm.
I still like the guy. I still think that the Spiffing Brit is a good content creator. I just think he was completely wrong about the entire premise of the video.
No, yeah.
So, anyway, you may continue.
Someone asked me while I was researching this video, what's the point of making this video? In a few months, none of this will matter anyway, and that is a good question. I think unexpected changes to YouTube data, especially for smaller creators who are trying to go full-time, or mid-sized creators who need to be able to count on reliable patterns to budget, can be a really scary thing. And 1 or 2 bad months can be the end of smaller to mid-sized channels if they need to take on other paying jobs, which makes their video output go down. Massive established channels can weather a few bad months, maybe even a few bad years. I'm one of them now. But I'm aware that's a massive privilege of mine.
Weird flex,
telling
not gonna
people
lie.
in a more vulnerable position that everything's fine just isn't always that helpful. To me, understanding an event helps me worry less about it. So this video is mostly for the small to mid-sized channels to help you understand the data that you're seeing. In several creators' videos on this subject, YouTube showing low view counts on videos, we've already discussed the bogeyman restricted mode and its connection to AI. Now, after more research, I don't believe restricted mode is being turned on by AI. But here is why I originally thought that. YouTube put out the blog on restricted mode, a feature from 2010, relatively recently, and in one of its latest Creator Insider videos in relation to their new AI age estimation model, said this.
If our age estimation model determines that a user is under 18, YouTube will automatically apply its standard protections for teen users on the account. To be clear, all of these protections are already applied to users who tell us they're under 18 when making their account. Teen users will have digital well-being tools like bedtime reminders turned on by default. Recommendations will be adjusted to limit content
This
that,
one blinks
while
way too
acceptable in
much. I'm
isolation,
sorry.
could become problematic for some younger viewers when viewed.
I
with
mean,
community.
okay.
And
Benefit of the doubt. She could have an issue where making tiers is hard.
Yeah, but she still just blinks a little too much for me.
Right,
I'm
but
not
blinking-
trying to be mean.
Blinking too much can
But-
also help try and... It's gonna sound really good, making her eyes wet. You know what I mean.
Never change Bitball. That's just a theory, a streamer theory. Yes, chat. Anyway,
teen
you may
users won't be
continue.
served personalized ads, and several other changes. Based on our age estimation model, we'll apply some additional protections for creators, including setting uploads as private by default and restricting the ability to earn from gifts on vertical live streams. As a result of this update, some creators should expect a shift in their audience categorized as teens. We estimate this will have limited impact for most creators.
Moisturize. Thank you, Richard.
Yes.
Moisturize is the word I'm looking for.
My thoughts on Halo 2.
We played Halo 2.
Halo 2 is decent. In my
It's on the...
personal opinion.
I think it's still up on our channels. Because we did it
might
go
not
up.
be on YouTube.
I know it's on my
but
YouTube.
I thought it was alright. That was
The
the
claim-
point where we decided we couldn't play on hardcore.
It's the
mode,
only one we did
though,
not finish on Legendary.
Pretty much.
That digital well-being tools will be turned on was taken by people, including me, to include restricted mode, but that is not the case. So what has caused this low view count, and why, specifically, is it not affecting revenue? Spiff's claim that this is a cyclical yearly thing do hold some weight, because
By
we
the
do
way,
indeed
pause
see
real quick.
yearly cycles of view.
So he does mention why is it not affecting revenue? Because like when all of these people came out and said my channel is getting less views, you would automatically assume, oh, they're making less money off of that, right? Like that's what I thought when people are saying, oh, my views are down. The thing is, and he'll talk about this more, a lot of these creators are making the exact same amount of money. Their views are just down. Now, how the fuck that happens is, and again, he explains it, and when he explained it, it made a lot of sense to me. But I was so confused, like, how the fuck does it work like that? Where you can have a video that makes way less views, but still have the same amount of money. And chat, you are welcome to like throw your rat theories in chat. But I want to know if people can guess how that works. Continue. And if you already watched this video, don't say.
Views rising and falling based on social events like global holidays, people returning to work and school, even massed sports events or concerts can affect viewing geography for a day or two. YouTube analytics do follow predictable patterns, and new creators do get caught out by these ebbs and flows of patterns, while established creators have come to expect them. I know Christmas is a great time for ad revenue, while January will be low. Patterns and data actually calm me down quite a bit. When I can see a reliable pattern, I can plan for it. But the predictability of patterns, or the abnormality of the discovered predictability, is actually what caused me to think that this event is something specific and different. For anyone who hasn't seen my previous video, several content creators, including Second Wind, Linus Tech Tips, and myself, along with Bellular, have all seen dips in view count over the last month or two, and Spiff's video claims that this is just a few creators worrying about something which is cyclical, predictable, and standard. Several people even commented.
So I think we talked about this. When did we first talk about it? Like 2 weeks ago on Dogwave?
We talked about this when people started bringing up the engaged viewership, because like everybody, this all started when the master of the TDS made a video saying that YouTube has changed its algorithm. In fact, I am curious.
Well, no, that. So I know when we talked about it, when you and I talked about it, we brought up how Linus said that it is possibly the membership change, where YouTube is pushing the memberships into the regular sub feed.
Mm-hmm.
Not like people who paid for memberships, but it's still pushing these membership videos to people who cannot see them. So it's turning some people away. It's like, why are you recommending these things that I cannot watch?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if there's any correlation there. I think there is some correlation, at least, to that.
Keep watching.
Okay.
About my video on Spiv's video, which I presented data in the decoupling of desktop views from the established correlation, and he had a very specific reply to all of those comments. He said, "Watched it, and I just don't agree. I have spoken to him about this, but YouTube's internal message is, no, we didn't change it, and the data he has varies massively from channel to channel. For every one channel saying it is that way, there is another one showing no change
By
at
the way,
all.
pause again.
This means it's more
he
likely
brings up something that was mentioned in his previous video that we're not going to watch because he basically reiterates it here. He talks about the decoupling of desktop views. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now here, I'm gonna bring this up on my end, and then I will stream it to you. And I feel like mine works better because I actually have a channel with meat on it, and yours is still newer or small. This is my channel, and this is my channel's views, and this is where these are where all my views come from.
Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't really pay attention to this until today, and it kind of surprised me when I kind of learned about where my views come from. So now I was kind of surprised to learn this. Most of my views come from mobile.
Yeah.
People on their phones. Secondary is computer, third and fourth is TV and tablet. So this is a line graph for the last year, basically. Now, if I change it to a custom date, which let's say we're gonna start July 1st till September 1st and apply it. Mine is probably not the best here because it's going to be a little bit different. But what he essentially says is starting around August 10th, which is when a lot of people started to notice this. Actually, you can kind of see it. You can definitely kind of see it here. If I point it out here. So August 10th is when a lot of people started reporting that their stuff was going down. Now you'll see can you see the problem? If you don't, it's okay. It's fair. But,
yeah, I don't quite see it, but
okay. So you'll notice that the compute here, I'll just isolate computer and mobile. You'll notice that computer and mobile is pretty accurate and pretty much exactly the same throughout the beginning of July, going through, obviously hitting up because this is where the Cinder video comes out. And then this is the 10th right here. Now, you'll notice that computer and mobile views kind of shift a little bit. Now, mobile and computer views are still kind of the same for me, but now it's way more inconsistent because you can see the consistency that it has here, and it becomes way more inconsistent going through the rest of the month here, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here, I'll zoom in a little bit more. So I'll zoom in to the 31st and zoom in. All right. So yeah, here, chat. It's way more consistent. It's consistent because it's just how the trends and all that kind of stuff work. So it's consistent. Then on the 10th is when it becomes inconsistent. Like the computer line is no longer counting the same. Like the graphs where it's supposed to go up and down, it's not counting the same, and it's just wonky. And it here, if I can actually go within the last 28 days. So in the last 28 days, so as August has rounded out and ended, it has slowly started to come back, which signals that whatever the fuck has happened, it's fixing itself basically.
No, so ironically, I actually have noticed it is fixing itself.
Yes, it is fixing itself.
Because
100%.
now I can't show it because I'm in a thing I actually can't pause. Shocker. But when I was having those internet issues, I was seeing a massive spike in viewership. Not spike, but like a lower viewership, which makes sense. You know, if I'm not producing the best content I can, there is going to be lower viewership. Totally makes sense. But then that continued after my internet was fixed. And that was weird. And I noticed since the last Dogwave to now, my views have practically normalized again.
And gone back up.
Yeah.
Now, again, your channel might be too small for it to give you an accurate number.
Yeah.
But if you do look, you might actually see that your views on specifically desktop are lower.
Yes.
TV gets more ads. Here, chat. We're going to continue.
TV does get
but
more ads.
here's my question for you. Why do you think computer-based views were affected more than mobile ads, TV, and tablets?
You know,
I want to...
Ironically, there could be this, and this is probably the wrong theory to make.
Okay.
It could be the massive spike in ad blockers.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Because they're not counting the views of the video, they're counting the ads. And if you're not seeing ads, that could definitely influence things.
Continue the video. But I hold on to that thought. Continue the video, though.
Audience change rather than a platform one. His dataset is simply too cherry-picked to be valid for me. Perhaps after more research, he might have something, but as there are just as many channels showing a trend in the other direction, it cannot be taken seriously. Now, this video isn't a call to attack Spiff at all. I read the comments on his video, and I saw many creators effectively saying he was wrong, and he called for me to do more research. So I have. For anyone not up to date, here's the important information from the last video I made. Creators who focus on long-form content have seen a drop in views from August 10th
Here,
onwards.
I will show his stats. I will show here, because it is a lot easier to show on channels that are bigger and more successful than mine. So this is these are videos that he has made. And you go ahead and continue.
To analytics, we can see something strange. The lost views seem to be coming from a single source, specifically views made from computers, desktops or laptops. We aren't seeing any drops in views from mobile, TV or tablet. Now, historically, these view sources have all correlated pretty strongly. In my original video, I showed data on my own channel going back 2 years, showing the dips and troughs of views are indeed cyclical, but the correlation of sources to each other within a percentage range is stable. From August 10th, it destabilizes, desyncs, and becomes unstable. In my original video, I presented graphs from 3 other channels: Healthy Gamer GG, a channel which focuses on social and mental health; Adi Harajuku, a channel which focuses on Japanese lifestyle and nerd culture; and Worst Pre-Made Ever, a channel which focuses on long-form group gameplay. Because even though 3 is a tiny sample size compared to YouTube, I wanted variety in the channel's demographics to see if I could find even the start of a pattern. And all those channels were able to show a strong correlation of view sources up until August 10th, where those sources, specifically from desktop, dropped out of correlation after August 10th. I made a video on this, and I asked for creators who were also experiencing computer view desync to reach out, because I really thought there is a pattern here, but I need more data. And trust me, bro, isn't a valid stance to discuss anything from. Now, I need to address the issue with self-reported data. If you ask for people affected by X, then you are, of course, going to get people affected by X disproportionately reply to you. What you aren't going to get is people not affected by X. They will simply look, not respond, and walk on, meaning that asking for anyone affected by X is a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to find what you're looking for. But my aim wasn't to find a load of people with just lower view counts than usual, because if my parameters were that broad, then yes, predictable cyclical events would come into play. I needed to try and mitigate the impact of predictable cycles as best I could on this data. My aim was to find people who very specifically fitted 3 categories. 1, primarily long-form content creators, so those who don't focus on shorts. And if they do focus on shorts, we would need to isolate
the shorts the short stuff. I'm going to be honest with you, shorts hasn't really been impacted because shorts are a primarily mobile-based platform, and mobile views are not suffering right now. It is purely PC-based views. Because again, it is only the PC. 100% only the PC. Excuse me, only the PC. Every other platform, TV, tablets, mobile, none of them are suffering. It is just PC. Anyway, go ahead.
Long-form videos. 2. They saw a substantial dip in views on August 10th. And 3. The lost views were disproportionately coming from computer sources, causing the view graph to fall out of correlation from the expected norms. I asked for these 3 specific parameters, and then the channels started to contact me. Real Civil Engineering Gaming says exactly the same here. My money is on ad-blocked views not being counted anymore, but who knows?
Yep.
Well, no, sorry, yes, it's.
You can't just pause and
Sorry,
not say
I
anything,
paused
man.
and I was gonna say something, and the damn dog was like, you gotta let me in. I want to be in." Sorry.
Okay.
But no, it's already. My prediction is coming true.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's just one person saying.
Right, it's just one person, but already it adds up.
Remember this idea, we'll return to it soon. I'm the editor for Vinny Vinesource and Lime Malicious's VOD archive channels, both are long-form content, and I can confirm the same pattern happens on August 10th onwards on all the channels I manage. Abysssoft says this holds true with my channel analytics. BeattyBait says, "Hi, Spanish YouTuber here. Yes, my PC visits did drop on my channels, in my case from the 11th, perhaps due to time difference, and in a very abrupt way that was easy to see in the statistics." Abroad in Japan says, "Before August 10th, most of our views came from views on desktop, pretty much as they have done since 2012. Then they dropped to second, third place against TV views and mobile from August 10th onwards. Not sure how or why, but that's what we saw in the stats. As to what it means, God knows. Would be cool if YouTube could actually say if they're counting numbers differently or not, though." Joshua says, "PC Gaming Speedrunning channel here. I see exactly what you say. After August 12th, computer views are no longer the highest percentage and don't follow the same trends as other platforms." Dungeon Chill says, "Hi Josh, yes, same thing on my end too. The shadiest part of all this is YouTube's response or non-response." Xenos Vex says, "Hello Josh, I'm Leo, the editor for this channel. Computer views seem to have dropped slightly after August 11th, but not as much as in your examples. I suspect YouTube changed the way they count ad
I recognize that one. Xenos Vex. I don't remember where I know that one from, but I do recognize that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, the point is he'll say how many people contacted him, but the point is a lot of people that are very different, very, very, very different. So
no, yeah.
I don't think it's ad block views because how do the people handle with YouTube Premium? Here, well, again, we're just gonna continue.
Keep going.
But, like,
we'll explain.
Temp's theory. I'm not gonna say the answer because I know the answer. I already know the answer because I watched this video. I'm not gonna say it, but we're gonna continue listening because he does say it.
Proxygate Tactician says, "Mine follow exactly like yours does from August 12th. Mobile and PC were the same until that date. Interesting to see." JC Foster says, "Holy cow, I've been tearing my hair out about this for almost a month. Yes, I've had the same issue starting on the exact same day. I really thought I was just alone and my channel was failing in some way. Why they wouldn't tell us about this is beyond me. I even spoke to creator support and they told me there were no anomalies on my channel. Thank you for making me feel less alone in this." They were 10 examples, that's not enough. I have 75 more, so let's speed up. Maximilian Dude says, "10th goes into effect. The 12th, the full reduction where it stabilizes out now. Can confirm on a 10 million view channel per month, desktop views went down significantly. No Justice MTG says, my data shows that as a primarily mobile views channel,
this sounds way funny on 1.25
speed.
Mobile views to consistently a third after August 10th. Roxnet says, music discussion channel and my desktop views plummeted since the second week of August, having trouble even getting new content to get pushed at this point. Hockey Hoshi says, racing game creator here since 2022. My computer viewership has been consistently 5% higher than mobile phones at number 2. On August 7th, computer starts to drop below mobile by an average of 5%, so roughly 10% below my average, but does actually begin to recover on September 7th. D-Sync says, yep, same here, computer dipped below mobile on August 11th, 10th in America and elsewhere. Interestingly, it has since returned to normal ratios again, starting on computer views being on top again on the 2nd, first in America. In the original edit of this video, this goes on for 11.5 minutes, and I share 74 different creators, but I've sped it up because I think you get the point by now. Jack is a mimic says, even with a small channel, my desktop watches were cut in half on August 10th. Over on Twitter, Avalanche Reviews then sent me proof of his analytics changing. Legendary Drops then sent me proof of his analytics switching on August 10th, with computer historically dropping to the lowest it's seen. Frederick Knudsen from the YouTube channel Down the Rabbit Hole then contacted me and said, hey there, thought I'd just report in after seeing your new video. I can confirm a dip in only desktop views during that time frame by about a third. I'm sure you don't need more people confirming what you already know at this point, though. WheezyTF2 contacted me via Twitter saying, hey Josh, just wants to provide another point on the algo issue graph for you. My desktop mobile viewership is typically at parity. My last view, upload September 4th, received a drastic decrease in desktop viewership compared to prior months. The difference is striking. Rory Khan also reached out saying, hey Josh, not sure what the best way to reach you was, but here's my graph with the data you were discussing in your recent YouTube video. My data supports your hypothesis. After August 10th, we see a significant dip in desktop views compared to mobile views. Majula reached out and said, you are one shrewd son of a gun. August 10th, my desktop traffic gets cut in half. September 9th to today, it begins to climb up a little bit. For the first time since August 10th, it finally surpasses TV views again, but still falls short on
mobile. Pause that, by the way.
Our creator Talkative tried and contacted me and sent a screenshot of his.
They say now it's climbing back up because I have noted, like I said, in my analytics I looked at, I noticed it is climbing back up again. Now that it's deep into September, it is climbing back up again. It's almost like normalizing.
Yep.
And maybe it'll take a bit, but like I'm wondering if by the end of September, if it'll go basically back to normal. But like it again, like that's it's really like pleasing to know and see these kind of like stats and then hear people say, yes, this is it's been happening the exact same way. Because it adds a lot of I don't know really how to say it, but it like makes it easier to digest when you feel like you know that multiple other people can correlate the same shit that you can.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Graph simply followed by the words, "No way, man." The Path of Exile creator Chris Wilson then reached out and said, "By the way, my channel's views follow exactly what you describe in your most recent video, suppression of desktop views from August 10th. I doubt this is a surprise, but I figured I'd mention." That is 82 channels. If you then include myself, Adi Harajuku, Healthy Gamer GG, and worst pre-made ever from my original video, we end up at 86, which is again a small number compared to all of YouTube, but definitely a pattern worth looking into, not just discounting as something that always happens, because it isn't. It's also important we notice that the channels noticing the desktop view reduction are channels which would appeal to a slightly older audience: tabletop wargaming, retro gaming, alternative fashion, mental health, video game challenges, PC building, or outdoor exploration, things which people are likely to leave playing on a PC in the background or via a playlist. This will matter. I asked a lot of questions to everyone who could give me time and tried to find a link between them, but then a stranger aspect appeared. All of these channels, despite seeing low computer views from August 10th onwards, had not seen a drop in revenue, and I think that was the key. Because
That's an important part, by the way.
With
Pause
unmonetized
this.
views.
Oh, actually, no, continue it.
Well,
go back
no.
5 seconds and then continue it.
Oh, go back 5 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, go back 5
Despite
seconds and
seeing
then
low computer
continue.
views from August 10th onwards had not seen a drop in revenue, and I think that was the key. Because that means it's likely to do with unmonetized views or ad block. When someone...
Yep.
Continue.
Occo knows why I paused it and stopped talking.
watches a YouTube video, they may be served an advert before, which is a pre-roll, or an ad in the middle, which is a mid-roll. And these views, if the creator has monetized the video, are monetized views. They will generate some ad revenue for the creator. However, when YouTube is watched through an ad blocker, these adverts don't play. The ad revenue isn't generated, which is bad for YouTube. On screen now is an article showing a previous clash between YouTube and ad blockers written in January 16th, 2024, referencing the November slowdown of 2023, where a change to ad blocker, not YouTube, was the culprit for the slowdown. So YouTube and ad blockers have been in an arms race for a while now, with YouTube wanting to ban ad blockers, even recently making the 3 strike system. You may have experienced it yourself, and people using ad blockers.
So I'm going to add into this because I do work in the tech field.
Go ahead.
We've been having to move a lot of people over from Chrome to Brave because you literally can no longer install an ad blocker on Brave. Not Brave, Chrome. Notice it's a Google browser. You still can on Brave, but you can no longer do it on Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
That lined up almost exactly the same time that this started. Is there a correlation? Maybe.
Keep playing, because he'll explain what he thinks the actual problem is, and the answer is not quite one that I expected, but it kind of makes sense when you think about it.
Okay.
Blockers not being able to use YouTube as frequently, and then ad blockers themselves trying to update with anti-ad block tech, so you can still use YouTube while blocking ads. It's a digital arms race. Now, because the reduction in views was from desktop, and yet we haven't seen a reduction in ad revenue, I think we can then make 2 points. The lost views were not monetized views, because if they were, we would have seen a reduction in revenue, which we didn't. And computers, both desktop and laptop, are more likely to have third-party ad blockers installed than mobiles, TVs, or tablets. But there's a third aspect to this. YouTube have claimed they have not changed how long-form views are recorded, and I think they are telling the truth. They haven't changed how they show the data they receive, which leads me to 2 possible conclusions. Either a huge amount of computer viewers all decided on August 10th to collectively stop watching a huge amount of channels all at once, which I think is remarkably unlikely. Or 2, the data of the views wasn't being sent to YouTube because it either didn't happen or did happen and wasn't being sent. Sounds a bit tinfoil hat, but it actually corroborates some more data I then found. On the 11th of August, the website Tom's Guide published the article titled, "YouTube just quietly blocked Adblock Plus. The internet hasn't noticed yet, but I've found a workaround." In the article, Jason, the author, mentions how the website Down Detector registered a massive spike in users searching for "Is YouTube down?" on August 11th, and a linked Reddit thread, also from August 11th, posts a screenshot of the YouTube page not loading for them. The poster adds, "YouTube only fully loaded in when Adblock Plus was disabled in extension settings." There are many posts on the Reddit post corroborating the ad block issue. And if you go to the status is down Twitter from August 11th, you can see YouTube was seemingly down for a large number of people. This links to the Twitter user Vlad Savage, who included 2 screenshots, one showing a YouTube client-side error, the other showing the spike of reports of YouTube outages for August 11th. Now combine this with the assumption that most of the creators who replied to me asking for data are longer form creators generally serving a slightly older audience, and their channels will be watched by a sizable chunk of their audience on desktop or laptop, with the notion that a decent enough chunk of their audience are going to be tech savvy enough to use an ad blocker, and we see a very simple through line about why the views for August 10th specifically were down, and not through cycles. I believe the data I have presented and the slew of channels affected highly likely points to August 10th or 11th, depending on your time zone, being days that the website, YouTube, and views from desktop or laptop PCs using ad blockers began to interact in an abnormal way, potentially caused by a change to either side, likely the adblock side, and this change caused YouTube to become unusable for viewers using adblock. This prevented videos gaining the expected computer views, but lost views were not monetized anyway, which is why the creators who saw lower view counts from PC did not see a reduction in revenue. I believe what we actually found was a small bit of digital data fallout from the software arms race between YouTube and adblockers. The YouTube versus adblocker arms race continued, and now we are evening back out to where adblocker or variations of it can once again access YouTube. The spiffing Brit claims he spoke to people at YouTube and they confirmed they have not changed how they record views, and I believe him. And I actually believe YouTube are telling the truth as well. They haven't changed how they record views. If they had the view, it would have been recorded. But a change in the interaction with adblocker prevented the view, or didn't say.
So what he's saying there is if they got the view, it would be recorded. So what that's saying is because YouTube has been fighting so hard with ad blockers, and because these ad blockers are breaking, the ad blocker that normally tells YouTube that somebody's viewing the video isn't telling YouTube that there's a view. So it's not a real view, or well, it is a view, but you're not seeing it because YouTube's not seeing it because the ad blocker's not able to report it as a view.
It's basically
how they've been
treating
flashing
the ad, like if you see an ad, as a view. Kind of.
I don't feel like they treat ad views as a view in my
well
opinion.
No, but the same journalistic idea, it's like it's the same thing as like, you know, you don't typically get a view in a stream unless you comment. Your view does not count it. It's the same idea.
Yeah, but I don't think
like,
that they do that either.
Well, no,
I don't think they do that.
I don't think they do that either. But the same idea applies of saying the view isn't being counted because YouTube isn't detecting the ad playing. So technically, that would mean it is counting the ad, you viewing a singular ad as a view. Not like,
no. I just think because the data from the ad blocker isn't being sent to YouTube, YouTube doesn't recognize that there's a view going on there. Because I know that there's specific data that goes on that counts a view in the analytics. Like YouTube has to recognize that it actually is there for it to count. So my assumption is YouTube just doesn't see that there is a view there because it's just not being sent by the system, because the system and it is like clashing and breaking right now.
Right. Absolutely.
If that makes sense.
No, absolutely. Welcome, Shadow. Yeah, and I am a ranger. Yes.
If that makes sense.
No, in the first place. Now, I don't mind being wrong. I even took down my first video about restricted mode because it was shown to be demonstrably wrong. But patterns are reliable, and spotting this pattern was a collaborative effort. I've had several people reach out to me, honestly quite rudely, about this whole process, about how I'm tilting at windmills and the pattern doesn't show anything. It's just a yearly cycle. But sometimes data does point to a series of events which can be shown to have a logical connection. Like I said at the start, I don't make videos to call people out or cause panic. I like Spiff, I've met him in real life, he's a lovely guy. But we fear what we don't understand, and understanding can be key, at least for me. Data, patterns, cause and effect is calming. And getting ahead of these events can quell creator unrest, preventing us all turning like an angry mob on restricted mode. So if you are a smaller to mid-sized creator and this has been worrying you, yeah, it's partly the yearly cycle, but it's also partly an event you couldn't have controlled anyway. But you're not wrong for noticing it. So this is where we are up to with this low view count phenomenon. If anything else happens, and my God, I hope it doesn't, I'll let you know probably via Twitter, because I don't like making these videos.
So the TLDR is this is YouTube's yearly, we've played fuck with the code, hope no one notices.
I don't even think that, I mean, like, they even told people, no, I think they told people, hey, we don't want like ad blockers, so we're going to mess with the algorithm to make ad blockers harder to use. They even told us we're not a fan of ad blockers.
We're not a fan of ad blockers, but there was something they changed within how YouTube functions that caused this to happen that they didn't tell us about.
I think that they told us everything that And again, I don't really trust
They-
YouTube that much.
They told us everything they needed to tell us, not everything they
Yes.
should have told us.
Sure. Yeah, I yeah, pretty much. But like the overall answer is them messing with the ad blocker is making it harder for the ad blocker to send data to
Mhm.
YouTube, and that is causing people to not get proper views.
Yep.
Yes, it is a definite and the thing that's important to remember is yes, it is scary when a YouTuber doesn't like get the views, but they're not losing money. The fact that that it's just like, yes, you're not getting the views, but you're still making the same amount of money tells me that at the very least, like people are being affected, but it's not like
Mhm.
like it's only super dangerous if that leads to them not being recommended more in the algorithm. Like if the algorithm doesn't choose you because you're not as big on the algorithm space. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. If that makes
Correct.
sense.
No, absolutely. And Shadow is right. Ad blockers are a must with YouTube, considering the ads YouTube allows. The ads YouTube allows, especially on mobile. Now, this is something I've noticed, because I'll play videos on mobile when I'm doing stuff, away from the computer.
Uh-huh.
Is it's constantly, almost 90% of the time, either TikTok ads, or it's that stupid running mobile game thing.
Right.
And
Right,
that's
right.
like, that's it.
And-
And it's like, these come out, these happen so frequently that it's like, why? If it wasn't even like, here's an ad every 20 minutes. Hell, I'll say even every 10 minutes. That'd be fine. Frustrating, but fine. But YouTube likes playing 2 or 3 ads every 2 to 3 minutes.
Actually, that's way more dependent on the content creator now. Content creators can choose whether or not to add ads.
So I had a YouTube video that I was watching. It was from Only Waifu, because I was recommended one of their videos again because I did the Night Rain stream on Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
And I figured, okay, I'm gonna turn it on when I go to bed. Like I'm gonna put it on TV. I'm gonna just watch it. And I started the video halfway through it. YouTube cut off the video 3 times to play about 8 ads in the span.
I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that could be YouTube doing that, because I can choose on my back end whether or not my ads are more or less aggressive. Like if I change right now, mine is on a very conservative, so I'm making way less money on YouTube streams because I chose less ads. But if I chose balanced or aggressive, more people would get ads, but I would also make more ad revenue for it. By the way, chat, like the stream, because I have you guys on conservative ad bases.
I guess the video is done, so technically we've been moving on. So chat,
yes, but by the same token, the thing to understand with this, sorry, I'm almost done.
Okay,
here,
I'll show when Aqua's done.
The thing to understand with this, chat, is yes, something is going on, but it sounds like it's already being equalized. Like I showed my YouTube stats. It's already kind of like evening out for the most part, and it seems to be going back to normal. Which tells me that the ad blocker that was like having conflicts with YouTube probably got fixed, or something got fixed, or there was some way for the views to go back to normal. But the thing to know is everything seems to be slowly shifting back to normal. It could still change. It could still be that the views are down because YouTube fucks it up again. But the important thing to know is if you are a YouTube creator, your YouTube revenue hasn't gone down. The only thing is...
Oh no. So chat, how are you all? I do believe Akko's internet just shat the bed.
It's gone down. It did.
Oh, hi. Welcome back.
Hi. My ping was up at 5,000.
Yeah. Oh, your Twitch stream just died.
I know.
Is your YouTube stream okay? Or do you start it again? Akko became takoyaki.
It appears to be okay now.
YouTube is back up and running, so
Okay.
cool.
My delay is 30 seconds though.
Ouch.
Cool.
Temp fix Akko. I can't fix that. This is something that will only be fixed when Akko moves. And ironically, this is what I wanted to talk about at the beginning of the stream. And saying, like, you know, this is episode 50 of Dogwave. I really wish we could have done models. But Akko literally cannot because of the internet.
Mm-hmm. At least it's back. At
It is
least it's back. It always is on Sunday too.
Yeah.
Always on Sunday.
Anyway.
Anyway, all I will say just to round it out is if you're a YouTube creator, don't worry too much because your money is not really being affected. If you're worried about ad revenue, your ad revenue is not really being affected. It's just views that YouTube doesn't consider legitimate don't count anymore.
Yes.
I consider all views legitimate. All of you guys use an ad blocker, even though YouTube says I can't promote it and I won't. I appreciate you no matter where you come from. So use whatever you feel is most comfortable for you. I just won't be actively promoting it.
Yep,
anyway.
Exactly.
So
now that Akko's done talking, if you like the content I produce, I greatly
grab something.
appreciate it if you leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, like the stream, all the fun stuff. Join the Discord. The Discord is the best place to know when I go live. In fact, just in case, I'm actually gonna do this in Akko's thing as well. We are on our way, well on our way to 600 subs. Sorry, to 600. So if you enjoy the content, I greatly appreciate the support. And
like the stream chats and consider giving the Yippee some ice cream money.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we can move on from Josh Strife Hayes on to the next topic here. I think we've labored on it long enough.
Yes, we have.
But I hope that was educational. The truth to the matter is, everybody's wrong.
Yeah.
And if you're a computer user and you use ad blocker, YouTube doesn't think you're real.
We're gonna do a couple smaller topics, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of tonight.
Let's transition.
Yes. So there was a patch for Silksong. Now, I'm not mad about this because there is a difference between developers testing things and players testing things. But also, in this patch for Silksong, they had updated a couple of the bosses.
Yes, they did. Also, really quickly, chat, when it comes to YouTube Red or YouTube Premium, I don't think that does affect it because when you use a YouTube Premium, you already pay YouTube for no ads. So maybe it does, maybe it doesn't count it. I'm going to say that because you already give them money, it probably does count already.
Mm-hmm.
But if you also use Brave or ad blocker, don't know, honestly.
Yep.
Can't really answer that. Anyway, continue.
So, a lot of this patch was a lot of bug fixes, which is good. But there was a couple of bosses that were nerfed.
Soft
nerfed. But people weirded out by that because it's like, oh god, why would you nerf the game? We begged you not to do that. You're listening to the newbies. I'd like to point out that FromSoft did this with Shadow of the Erdtree as well, because the final boss of Shadow of the Erdtree was a giant smoldering pain in the ass.
Didn't you defeat him before they nerfed him?
I did, yes. But I had to cheese it.
Wow, congratulations.
But it's not out of their own possibilities for these things to be nerfed when developers find it. And I'm specifically noting when developers find it, because the bosses they nerfed in this patch were none of the ones people were complaining about. So slight difficulty reduction in early game bosses, more wing, and Sister Splinter. Neither of those bosses were bosses people complained about. So why did they nerf it? I genuinely think the devs may have found themselves having problems. And if the devs, the people who made the game, are having problems with it,
then it's they're allowed to nerf it, basically.
Exactly. Because
maybe that's just they just themselves need to get good. I don't know.
Very plausible. Again, Sister Splinter is one of those bosses that I can understand them nerfing, because the boss itself isn't hard. The
Isn't
ads,
the one with the ads?
She is one of the ones that spawns ads, and her ads are a. Remember when the night that you and Mizu were banging out Silk Song?
Yeah.
Remember when Mizu was bitching about the ads for a boss?
Yep.
That was Sister Splinter.
Okay.
The ads make Sister Splinter a pain in the ass. She's not hard.
Okay.
So, if a slight reduction in the difficulty is she deals 1 heart of damage instead of 2, but you still have to contend with the ads who can still hit you for 2. That was part of the problem. So if she hit you when you're trying to dodge the ads, but you still get hit, that's 4 ticks of damage. That is almost insane. So there is a bit of a balancing act where if it's too much of a pain in the ass to where you can't do it. I hated the Beast Fly more. Thank you, Smeagol. Smeagol brings up the boss that everyone hates in Silk Song. And it's the normal ass bitch fly boss in the Chapel of the Beast. The one you did.
I don't know what this is. Oh, the Chapel of the Beast.
One. The boss that kind of moves with you, that moves up and down and flies and spawns ads.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Again, the mechanics for the boss are not bad, but the boss also predicts your movements.
Yeah, no, that guy is. The problem with that guy is not him.
It's
the
the ads.
They spawn ads with him as
but that's the same problem with Sister Splinter.
Like they decide to spawn ads that suck ass too. Like if they didn't spawn a lot of all of the ads that were spawned did little damage and it was and like you didn't spawn the shit ones, I would be okay with that. But they spawn those flies that literally like do dumbass slash attacks and it makes it horrible.
Yes. So I'm not mad at them for nerfing these bosses. Morwing was one that definitely could be a problem. Because Morwing, you can encounter later on. You made it to Greymore when you last played.
Yes. Yeah.
Morwing
I'll need to play again soon.
Is an optional boss in Greymore that you can skip if you do a side quest. But that boss also spawns in a really open arena with no walls that you can latch onto. So you're kind of just running for your life.
Uh-huh.
But Morwing is also a pain in the ass because there's no way to kind of deal with him. So making it easier for him, making it harder for him to like nuke you is okay. Because if it's harder to deal with him because of how the arena is situated, it makes sense. I think I missed Morwing with side quest. So if you do the do you have the flea side quest?
Yes.
Okay, if you finish that, that will skip Morwing.
Wait, you have to find all the flea dogs?
So the caravan moves as you progress the game.
Uh-huh.
If you find all the fleas in that specific quest, the caravan will move to where Morwing's arena is. But because that's where the caravan is, Morwing can no longer spawn there.
I see.
And Morwing is also one of the only bosses, if not, I think the only boss in the game, where an NPC can help you. Yes.
There's a few times an NPC can help you out.
In Silksong? In Hollow Knight, yes. But Silksong, as far as I'm aware, that's the only boss. Again, I haven't finished the game.
What about the map? What about the map maker?
No, I'm talking boss fights.
potato, I guess.
I guess I inadvertently skipped Morwing. Morwing is fightable. You can encounter Morwing later. Morwing is not gone. It's just Morwing is gone from that spot.
Oh, woo.
Yeah. Oh, woo. The fleas are great. We love the fleas.
I'm worried what
Um,
happens when you find out
I am too.
what you get from all
Um,
the fleas.
Is it wrong? I kind of want like a an attached object so I could put on this model that's just one of the Silksong fleas, and I could just put the flea in the dog's hair.
I mean, I can see it.
It'd be kind of cute. Anyway, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Again, I have no problem with them doing this. I see people went on the deep end. It's like, oh, how dare you nerf it? And if you're gonna nerf it, you might as well just add a new game mode that's just baby mode. Bitch, fuck off. They did this for the first game as well when they encountered issues that could be a problem. I'm sorry. Like, it's okay to make changes. And that's the only thing. It's like, most of this is bug fixes. Like, okay, slight reduction in mid-game bellway and bell bench prices. Having made it to mid-game, I understand. They get expensive. They get really expensive. So, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm okay with this, and the people who are bitching about it are all the same people who are bitching about FromSoft nerfing Consort Radon in Shadow of the Erdtree. Like,
they want their hardness, don't you know?
They want it hard.
They want it nice and hard.
Again, I'm...
Suffering must continue.
Yeah, like, and it's not like these bosses are not easy. They're not easy. But the game gets... Again, the two bosses they nerfed are early game bosses. I haven't fought any endgame bosses, but there are some mid-game bosses that are absolute pains in the ass.
Yeah.
So, I'm okay with some early game bosses not kicking my shit in. If it means later game bosses do kick my shit in. That's fine with me. It's called a balancing act that people don't seem to understand.
Well, I think that potentially some people look at any kind of nerfing and they think it's bad.
Exactly. And it's like, especially when it comes to single-player games. People get really uppity when it comes to nerfing single-player games.
Well, I think that, and I kind of understand this, when you put out a game... Also, thank you for 1,000 views, chat. When you put out a...
Yes?
Sorry, when you put out a game, if you change anything from the original, it kind of feels like you're losing something important.
No, yeah.
So, I can kind of understand why people be like, please don't touch this game. It's already just fine.
I understand why people would not want it nerfed. What I don't understand is people getting uppity and upset about it. It's like, you can have... Are any of you capable of civil conversations? Because I was even seeing... I swear I mentioned his name every stream.
Temp, too late. Too late, since we're talking about Charlie Kirk tonight.
We're talking about Charlie Kirk. Grums will come up. Yes. There are people, like within Grum's circle, who got uppity and pissy about them nerfing the game.
Like who?
Well, Grums was one of them.
Okay, but you said people in his circle.
Well, I don't mean like big people, but I mean like people who follow him.
Uh-huh.
So, again, there's a time and a place for these things. Do I wish they didn't have to? Sure. But I understand. Because, again, it is a difference between when players play it and when developers play it. Because you'll notice some games that were like, oh, this game has gone gold. There's no problems with it. It's going to launch a complete product. And for the most part, it does. But then players, being players, will just randomly encounter some issues because now it is public. It is live. I mean, hell, you've seen it when I played games where I don't even try and I find bugs.
Yes, you often are the one to find and exploit those bugs.
They're not even game breaking. They're not even like things that can make a game better. They're just like I fell through the floor or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But still,
No civil convoy? No
no,
civil
civil
convoy.
conversations are not allowed on the internet apparently. And that has honestly been shown a little more this week. But we'll get into that. I guess to end off the Hollow Knight thing, apparently a fan, before Silksong came out, drew what would be like if like himself as a bug within Hollow Knight. And he had cancer and he passed away in 2019.
Mm-hmm. Really sad that he didn't get to see Hollow Knight come to the completion.
But he did work with the Team Cherry devs, and his character, this ant looking thing, has an NPC in Silksong now.
Is it an NPC or a boss? People told me it's a boss.
This might be a boss. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But either way,
Imagine
this
if
is
he's
cool.
one of the hardest bosses in the game.
I mean, I'd be okay with that, because at least then it'd be like, he fought cancer. He may have not won, but he definitely fought it.
What's the name of the little NPC?
At least in this, I don't know about here, but at least in this, it was Seth. So maybe the NPC is also named Seth.
Damn it, Seth! I died to you again.
So this is cool. I like this.
Yeah, cute little. Oh my gosh, is that the special edition? Yeah, it is.
What?
Pretty sure that is. Oh, there's like a music disc that you can get from a trial chamber that has like a 1% chance from dropping from one of the from one of the pots you destroy.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's the one it is.
So I'm gonna let you pick Dragon Ball or Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
Okay. God, we have a lot to go over tonight. Holy shit. I gotta scroll up. So this started, and speaking of Grumps, hey, it's Grumps. We started this week, for context, for those who don't know, Charlie Kirk, a commentary debater. Mostly
No, he was a moderate. He was a moderate that held, that had a movement called Turning Point USA.
Yep.
And his thing was kind of like Crowder, where he went out and debated people.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Crowder.
Yeah.
He was, I'm just gonna say it. He was assassinated, this week.
Brutally and unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm not gonna sugarcoat
by
it.
a lunatic. You shouldn't sugarcoat it. You should just be honest.
I know.
He was assassinated by a lunatic on the internet.
The problem with it is, like, if you don't sugarcoat it, YouTube would get mad, but fuck it.
No, this is one of those things where you just don't. Don't.
So, ever since then, it's gone from the left and the right being pissy at each other to, pretty much a full-on internet civil war. A lot of people that I followed who were kind of like I'll use Grums and Cree and other people in like that kind of.
Cree has been going hard right now. It's kind of crazy.
That are
kind of
like,
and I like it.
Moderate in like how they talk. Like when they bring it up, it's good. Yeah. But they don't always. That's not their only thing. People like Grums and Cree are actually now only doubling down and focusing on people like Drew, who works for Sucker Punch. And like I understand it. But it has been nothing but that since Charlie passed away.
Hey, for 100 likes, chat. Right.
And now, I'm going to come out and say this right now. These people who are cheering his death need to shut up. They need to stop opening their mouths and stop talking.
So, I've seen a lot of people, Dev, mostly complaining about people getting fired from their jobs or being let go from things. A lot of game devs, and we're gonna go through a lot of these.
Yeah.
We've got more than just game devs. I will say right now.
We do.
We got game devs. We've got movie people. We got comic book people. I hope we've got the right. There's one that I was thinking.
There are
of,
a couple comic book ones, very specifically DC and Sonic, actually.
Yes, and we're gonna go over them tonight. But the question of is this cancel culture has come up, and again, people have been like, "Oh my gosh, this is just the right canceling people now," and I feel like it kind of goes beyond that. Because like my opinion's always kind of just been like I don't believe in cancel culture. But if you do something really stupid and disgusting and retarded, like this, because I will just be honest here, and people are allowed to, you can disagree with me if you really want to, but I think you're wrong. But like if you glorify violence, if you wish for violence on other people, I don't feel like that's what it's not with the First Amendment.
Yep.
Because First Amendment is freedom of speech, but there's specific carve-outs that purely rotate around violence, advocating for violence, or putting people in positions where they are exposed to violence. I think could be wrong, but like screaming fire in a non-burning building and people getting hurt because they're afraid they're gonna die. That's an example that I hear people talk about a lot. And it's just like I think the thing that's important for me is just like I do believe that people are allowed to be critical, even allowed to disagree with other individuals. But when you glorify the death of other people and push for it, and like I'll use Hassan as an example because Hassan is like really stepping in it, and I am very like surprised that he hasn't. I am really surprised that like Hassan hasn't like had something happen to him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wish anything happens to him.
I mean, especially this week, he is definitely being looked at under the same microscope as people like Drew here.
Right, but I like look at how he's acted, how he's talked about certain people or talked about other people, and how he's just kind of like been nonchalant about a lot of stuff that's going on. I just listened to him and I'm like, how the fuck haven't you gotten picked up by somebody yet?
Really?
Because I listened to the people that I like listened to how so the killer, the guy who did it. Right now people are trying to scramble to figure out what his political leanings are, what his ideologies was. I really don't care in my personal opinion. Like if he's right, left, or center, in my personal opinion, it doesn't matter. Right now there's a guy that's dead and we need to deal with the individual who took out who did that, and then we also need to punish people that do that more. There are signs pointing to the fact that he was probably a more left-leaning creator. He apparently had a partner that was trans.
Yep.
I really don't feel like that matters, but apparently the trans partner was way more left-leaning. So, people are going to do whatever they want. And so my thought process is like it is a slippery slope's not the right way to say it. It is like a very fine tightrope to walk to make sure that we don't like try and build boogeymen. But like I feel like right now, if you're somebody like Hassan that is stupid enough to continue to glorify violence, because and people tend to forget that Hassan oftentimes, all right, oftentimes likes to glorify and ask for harming of other people. People have been posting clips of Hassan saying, "Oh, this person needs to die. This person needs to be taken out," and I just like when I look at that, and then I look at how these extremists that we do see do these things go. I say to myself, is it any surprise? Excuse me. Is it any surprise that any of this stuff is happening? To me, I'm like, no, I'm not surprised that like when I see somebody like Hassan get on his platform and say, you need to end X person. I think I'm not favorite, but one of the most morbid examples that I remember in recent memory is him talking about Rick Scott. And I'm just like, broski, I don't like Rick Scott that much either. But are you really just going to like say you should end this individual because he's like a healthcare individual? It's like, no. So like I am of the opinion that like we are seeing a lot more radicalization. I also am like just willing to blame people like Hassan for that radicalization because of that.
No,
Anyway,
absolutely.
my apologies. Continue.
No, you're fine. So this is part of a discussion I wanted to have. And now people have been calling, like, yes, the people who are opening their mouths like this do need to be fired. They need to be booted
100%.
out. And now I think we're up to like over 900 people that have been fired overall because of shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's stuff like here where Savvy's like says his recognition is not enough for me. I hope this tanks the studio. But Savvy, I'm sure good people work there. No more. Cowards, keep quiet. The studio deserves to go under. I want to bring up something very important here. And this is going to come up later again when we talk about Square Enix, because they are also in this pile of garbage. Sucker Punch is owned by Sony. Sony is a Japanese company. You will hear American companies
Go ahead.
belittle these, like the people like Drew. You will hear American companies. But Sucker Punch, even though it is an American studio, I believe, I could be wrong on that, is owned by a Japanese company. Japanese companies, especially the Japanese part of it, really likes keeping shit like this close to the chest. And while a lot of Japanese people, I've actually seen quite a few come out, as a great example, the Japanese actor for Sonic has actually come out and basically said, all of you who are cheering for his death, what is wrong with you? Like, he didn't say that, but he's pretty much calling out people for cheering for his death in hopes that, Charlie's family, ends up being okay and wishes the best for them.
Mm-hmm.
But people actually berated him off the internet to the point he deleted those posts.
That's sad.
And in some cases like this, and that's why part of it is why Japanese don't do it. So it's very possible that Sucker Punch didn't make a statement, causing whatever this is going on with Drew here or other developers, because the Japanese told them, do not open your mouth. This is not our place. You go back to work and you shut up. Because the Japanese do not like getting into shit like this.
No, typically they really don't.
So
it's not really hard to see. They typically don't comment much on anything.
Exactly. So people
their...
getting mad, like Grums and Savvy, for Sucker Punch not saying something. I'm positive the reason Sucker Punch has not said something is because Sony.
Okay.
And the same thing.
You're positive. You're willing to bet on it.
I'm willing to bet on that, and I'm gonna bring up the Square Enix thing because it really lines up with what I'm talking about here. The Final Fantasy 14 chat and their forums are a dumpster fire. People are posting that they should not celebrate murder, which they shouldn't, are getting shut down, all while trying to defend Square Enix's Localizer for reposting violent political rhetoric against the right. So yeah, the forums were going a little nuts, but this is people. Like, yeah, this should be dealt with, but these are just regular people. These are not employees.
Is there a list of VTubers? Yes, there is, but I didn't make it. Lumi did, and you'd have to watch her stream where she talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
Lumi's stream is a pretty good example. Apparently, there are more people that are in the VTuber sphere that are coming out, so.
True. Usually Lan likes peace in the workplace. Exactly. So, and in cases like this, hold on, where, they're getting mad at Square not moderating their forums. Square did shut down the forums for this. Like, the forum thread here, I'm not opening these because some of these can be really kind of awful.
Mm-hmm.
Square shut down, and I remember correctly, Grums actually said, "But Square, why did you shut down the forums? You were actively saying they shouldn't be doing this, but then you called them out saying that why are they doing this? Double standards, buddy." And then Kate, I know we've talked about Kate before, the localizer.
Yes, the localizer that's like been shitting up the game just a little bit.
Yeah. Kate is the English localizer manager for Dawn Trail in Final Fantasy XIV. She is running. She is scrubbing and deleting her posts on Blue Sky because she has been reposting violent rhetoric against the right, the kind of rhetoric that gets people killed. Call Square Enix, call Square HJP, and let them know this makes everyone unsafe. Square should not be a place where this type of coddling is violent, or violence is accepted in the workplace or in their brand. And Square's response to this was locking down their American Twitter account. Again, This is a Japanese company. Square is not going to say shit. Now, to be fair, I do think she is scrubbing and deleting her posts because for several months, people
That's all that
have
she's been doing.
she's been posting stuff like anti-Trump, and it's like you could be anti-Trump, like that's fine, but don't be pushing this shit.
There's a
This-
level of anti-Trump where it becomes too much, such as the advocating for the death of individuals, which has
Exactly.
not stopped since his attempted assassination.
Exactly,
Which
and
I think some people forget that there was an attempted assassination a while ago. By the way,
exactly, and I actually said it before that I think what happened now with Charlie is only made worse because Trump wasn't assassinated. And I know that sounds wrong to say, but the keg has been overflowing for a bit now, and now that was at the bursting point. One of the two was going to cause some kind of, explosion in that regard. I'm just saying.
you have friends in PR. She probably could have friends in PR. We don't know.
She probably does. But
Here's my thing on it. You vote with your money. I mean, like if Square protects her and doesn't fire her, I'd be less willing to give them money because it's just like she has proven that she's a bad employee for the company.
So this is something Grom says she is scrubbing and deleting her posts on Blue Sky. She's already been under a microscope. Because we have actually made our point known, our opinion clear on Kate since Dawn Trail came out. I am positive that at the start of this, they were keeping her on a leash because they know that she was causing damage.
How do you know that, though?
We don't know that, but there is a definite shift in the storytelling. That really...
Oh, in terms of like how the story is being told in the later parts of
exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
So, based on the fact that I'm a player and I saw this absolute shift in how the story was being told, means, at least to me, that Square had her on a leash. But then the Charlie Kirk thing happened. And she took off the leash and was going nuts. And now I'm gonna take it. I feel like I'm right here. The reason she's scrubbing is because she knows that if Square sees what she's posted, and I'm sure they're looking now because we've brought her higher up than she was before. That she is on the chopping block.
Potentially, yes. Slime.
So, again, this is a Japanese company. You're never going to hear a Japanese company condemn these people. They like just being quiet, letting it blow over, and getting back to work. But then you have companies like Home Depot.
I'm sorry? You mean Office Max?
That's
Office Max,
Office
buddy.
Max. Sorry, I saw the Depot and Office Depot. My brain's...
That's Office Max, buddy.
I know. So there was an employee at the Michigan, one of the Michigan stores for Office Max, who basically, someone went into Office Max and wanted "Rest in Peace, Charlie" posters printed. Nothing political, just "Rest in Peace." And an employee actively said they refuse to do this because it is political. That employee has since been fired. And they actually have said they're going to do it for him. But breaking update.
There's no way it was just saying that. There's no way that
the person, I believe they said the person that denied it was also very anti-Trump, anti-Charlie, stuff like this.
Okay, but like, were they saying anything specifically? I'm confused.
No, the posters just said, "Rest in peace, Charlie."
Okay,
That's all it said.
If that, I that's kind of crazy, but fair enough.
The Office Depot associates who refused to print Charlie Kirk tribute flyers and called them propaganda have been fired. We are deeply concerned by the incident that occurred at store 3382 in Portage, Michigan. The behavior displayed by our associate is completely unacceptable and insensitive, violates our company policies, and does not reflect the values we uphold at Office Depot. We sincerely apologize to the customer affected and to our community for this regrettable situation. Upon learning of the incident, we immediately reached out to the customer to address their concerns and seek to fulfill their order to their satisfaction. We also launched an immediate internal review, and as a result, the associate involved is no longer with the organization. We are committed to reinforcing training of all team members to ensure our standards of respect, integrity, and customer service are upheld at every location. Our customers and communities deserve nothing less. I want to make it very clear. The reason you're not seeing Sucker Punch or Square Enix say anything is because they're Japanese. Office Max is not Japanese. So they're American, and they're saying something. It is all it is just a difference of a, not opinion, but like a difference of how you operate.
I want to see the video. Or I want to see like what they said specifically.
Let me see.
Like, here's what I'll tell you. I've tried to get posters printed for lewd stuff in the past. Hasn't happened. Because it's lewd.
Yeah.
On websites that allow you to print posters for these companies, they typically have a couple of different rules of things they won't print. Political stuff is one of them that I typically remember seeing. So like, if the customer was denied because it's store policy not to print political posters, that's one thing. That's definitely one thing. My question is that actually the case, or like, was the person that was involved actually being an asshole? Because if they're actually being an asshole, that's different. But I can be wrong. I'm allowed to be wrong. But like, at least when I tried to print posters that were lewd, I had to confirm that none of my posters were lewd or heavily political. And even if I don't think the stuff about Charlie Kirk is political, I could see why somebody would deny it on the basis of it being political, which I, again, think is bullshit, but I think that's like, I don't know. Anyway, you have it up here, right?
I have it up.
Okay, go ahead. If they have a video here, then
Yeah, this is a video. This is a 40.
And I'm guessing it's worse than just saying we can't do this because it's political.
I imagine it is. I have not seen this. All I've done is heard about it.
Then go ahead.
So, we came in for an order earlier to print a poster for a vigil tonight.
Yeah, so
for somebody that passed. It's not
propaganda. I'm sorry. We don't put that here.
Alrighty. So, what's your name?
Carol, I'm print supervisor.
I'm one of the managers.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, we
so
do not
they
print,
say they don't print
we don't
political
print
propaganda. So this is somebody that passed away a couple years
That's
ago.
political propaganda, unfortunately. I'm
So
sorry.
this is for a prayer tonight, for a prayer vigil?
It's still propaganda, unfortunately.
What makes it propaganda?
Because he's a political figure, and I don't have to. Yeah.
Our general manager is going to be in on Monday. If you
No,
want to
it's
speak
totally
further
okay.
on
No,
the
we have-
subject,
we have
you would
lots-
like
we
to.
have
you're welcome
orders.
to return.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Occo didn't play it, obviously.
Oh shit! It didn't. Fuck. My apologies.
I can play it again if you want.
I mean, they should have been able to hear it. Oh wait, no, they didn't because fuck. See, my internet dies, and that's why.
I'll play it. I will play it again if you want.
Go ahead.
So, we came in for an order earlier to print a poster for a vigil tonight.
Yeah, so
for
we
somebody
don't print
that passed.
propaganda.
It's not
It's propaganda. I'm sorry. We don't put that here.
Alrighty. So, what's your name?
Carol, I'm print supervisor.
I'm one of the managers.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, we do
So
not
they
print,
say they don't print
we don't
political
print
propaganda. So this is somebody that passed away a couple years
That's
ago.
political propaganda, unfortunately. I'm
So
sorry.
this is for a prayer tonight, for a prayer vigil?
It's still propaganda, unfortunately.
I've heard
What makes it propaganda?
Because he's a political figure, and I don't have to. Yeah.
Our general manager is going to be in on Monday. If you
No,
want to
it's
speak
totally
further
okay.
on
No,
the
we have-
subject,
we have
you would
lots-
like
we
to.
have
you're welcome
orders.
to return.
Chat saying they heard it.
Okay. But either way, this is disgusting because the point is it wasn't to push anything political. So at that point, it can't be propaganda. It is specifically for a church event.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay. Have you noticed how these types of people keep hiding behind buzzwords that they repeat over and over? It's propaganda. Like, she doesn't need to defend it any further. Absolutely. That is what these people do. And it's disgusting. So, this shouldn't be happening to begin with, but I don't know if she was fired or if both of them were fired. I'm going to go with she was fired.
She was definitely the most aggressive one.
She was the most aggressive one, yes. Because all he said is like, it is propaganda, but hey, our manager is coming in on, like, the store manager is coming in on Monday. Why don't you come back then?
Yeah.
But she was just going, nope, we refuse to do it. Now, there is a receipt.
All right. What did the receipt say? Did it give like a...
It's
$56 for that. Holy shit.
Both were fired. Good.
Wow. That's a lot of money. Holy
That
cow.
is a lot of money, yeah. But that's just one of the many situations that is like this.
Okay.
Let me pull up Discord again so I have all that footage. So we'll go back down the line. We had a DC Comics artist. I don't know if they... Hold on. Were they a writer or the artist? Hold on. Actually, you know what? I could pull up this.
I believe that they were
They were the writer.
writer.
So thank you to Bounding into Comics for the... for this comic. What this was a Red Hood series. So Jason Todd, for those who are not sure.
I think I know this story, actually.
So, in a moment that stands to test the mettle of even the most ardent of anti-cancel culture advocates, now canceled Red Hood Volume 2 writer Gretchen Felker Martin says that while her public mockery of American conservative political pundit Charlie Kirk's recent killing definitely caused questions for the series' future, its abrupt axing was truly sealed by her refusal to honor DC parent company Warner Brothers' demand for a groveling apology. So Warner Brothers was apparently demanding she apologize.
Uh-huh.
And she refused. So, as such, she was fired. As previously reported, Felker Martin found themselves in hot water on September 10th after the initial news of Kirk's killing with mockery. Thoughts and prayers, you Nazi bitch, she wrote in her personal temporary suspended Blue Sky account. Hope the bullet's okay after touching Charlie Kirk. Ouch. A few hours later, local comic book stores across the United States, as it was the only country in which the book had been officially published, received a message from DC informing them that not only was Jason Todd's latest solo series, which had just hit shelves that day, no longer moving forward, but that they would be offering full refunds via credit for both the remaining copies and those which had already been sold.
Yeah, so not only did they because this was like an entire series that was being worked on. They canceled the entire thing after the first issue was just barely being put out there. And then as soon as these issues get to the comic book stores, DC is like, hey, we're canceling this and we are paying you not to distribute this, basically.
Yep.
Not to put this out there. And so a whole bunch of companies got basically paid to not share this. It's actually kind of funny and amazing. The retribution that came from it was just fan-fucking-tastic to hear, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
So
And
this person's works will never be seen by the light of day because
I mean, they will.
of that.
There will be online stuff, but
now, to be fair, I know that there are individuals who have actually obtained copies of it because now this is considered lost media.
Yeah.
Being able to obtain something like this is lost media, basically. So, it's one of those situations where if you can obtain one, it would be it's very valuable.
Yes.
But it is just kind of funny because like this individual tried to say horrible things, and now they have basically been unpersoned as an individual for their comments. And because again, I mean, not to reiterate it too much, but it's just like if you praise the death of somebody, because you disagreed with them or you disagree with it. I don't have to outsay this enough. Charlie Kirk was moderate. Like, he literally ate dinner with fags. Like my apologies, but it's just like the man like sat with people that he opposed all the time. So like how is it that he is a bad person
Mhm.
when there are people that are way worse, in
Yep.
my personal opinion?
No,
Or not way
absolutely.
worse, but like people that are further down the line of political radicalization, and he was very moderate.
Mhm.
So yeah, go ahead.
Press with multiple news outlets, including Popverse and The Hollywood Reporter, for details on the move. A spokesperson for the publisher simply stated, "At DC Comics, we place the highest value on our creators and community and affirm the right to peaceful, individual expression of personal viewpoints. Posts or public comments that can be viewed as promoting hostility or violence are inconsistent with DC standards of conduct." They didn't say that they won't let their employees say stuff, like it's like pro LGBT or pro, whatever, but actively pushing for the death and praising the death of someone pushes their limits. There is a limit to their bullshit, and that is the limit.
No, for sure. I mean, like 100%, there should be a limit. And so, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
The rapidly unfolding nature of the situation, as it were, Felker Martin did not personally comment on Red Hood Volume 2's cancellation until the following morning, at which time they provided a public recollection of their past few hours to the currently unidentified Discord server. It's always Discord.
Always.
Per an alleged screenshot of Felker Martin's statements, as published under their regular, scum-believable internet handle and provided to the public by Twitter user Digetics, the writer recalled how just a few hours prior, she had received a furious, frantic phone call from a Warner Brothers executive demanding that she offer an apology for her social media posts, a demand which she ultimately refused to honor. It was surreal. I got a call from a Warner Brothers executive at 10:30 p.m. She yelled at me. They did very much want a groveling apology. I told her I wasn't going to apologize for calling a Nazi, that he'd spent his life trying to kill everyone I love, and that I had no regrets. Felker Martin would offer a lengthier insight into her feelings towards Kirk on September 12th via a public post published to her Patreon account. Sorry, after they're done reading this, I do need to go refill my water bottle.
You're good. And I'll catch up on the super chats because there is a few of them.
Yep. The core of which is perhaps most succinctly explained in her closing 2 paragraphs. Kirk was funded by the country's richest and most powerful, feted by President Donald Trump as the whip that kept the youth vote in line and worked them into a frenzy on Trump's behalf. This gave him power. This made his words cut flesh and snap bone. There is no separation between Kirk's rhetorical violence and the violence carried out on his behalf, both by government apparatuses and by disturbed lone actors whose sickness he gleefully stoked in hopes of it would burst forth into showers of blood. His hopes are now splattered across the backdrop of a gaudy little pavilion under banners reading "Prove me wrong" in his own sick language. Kirk was proven right. He seized power, he used power, and effected great change in the world around him through the force of his desire for violence. He died as he lived, twisting statistics to lie about minorities in hopes that others would murder them on his behalf. 2 days ago, I made a glib joke about Kirk's death. It was irresistible to me. I had spent years smelling traces of the poison fumes he left in his wake, seeing his sneering face, his mouth full of teeth like baby corns and gums like congealed aspic. I stand by the sentiment of what I said. Kirk was evil. He can no longer hurt us, even if his cruelty will linger like a bad smell for decades to come. What I regret is I didn't take that cruelty more seriously in the moment when people were ready to discuss it, to unpack how violence is done and why and at whose behest. I have tried to make my own analysis of it here, to account for class, for race, for sexuality, and political theory. I have not touched upon religion, but the perversion of Christianity by lovers of human suffering and brutalization has reached a fever pitch so deranged and terrifying that its influence on men like Kirk and its influence on it, in turn, should be self-evident to all. So he's dead. Our betters have rushed to mourn him and found us repulsed by their sentiment. Our enemies have discarded him as politically inconvenient in the wake of discovering his shooter's political affiliation. With Trump briefly declaring his death sad before steamrolling his interviewer to babble about the new White House ballroom, a sort of cathedral to the corporate wasteland of Cheesecake Factory aesthetics being built atop
My
the bulldozed
goodness.
ruins of the famous Rose Garden.
I'm
Which is
so
fitting.
tired of listening to anti-capitalist. Like I understand the corp evil capitalist. I agree that there are evil capitalists, but I am so tired of crummy of people whining and bitching and moaning. It's just like, bro,
Yeah.
you're annoying.
So, her comic book is never happening. We had one issue,
Yes, this
and
person
that
is
was it.
disconnected from reality. Yes, and we will never see this person's comic ever again. Kind of funny and sad at the same time because, you know.
So, go ahead and read supers. I'm going to go get a refill of water and use the restroom.
Yep, and I will say, chat, please calm down. All right. I know some of you guys here probably don't agree with each other on some things, and that's fine. But please stop arguing. Take it somewhere else. Go to Twitter. Or I will. I'm. This is your one warning. I'll just start giving you timeouts if I have to. Anyway. Let's get to the supers. Thank you to everybody for being as generous as you are tonight. Also, thank you for 1,000 views and 100 likes. Very much appreciated. I do need to like write out some rules. I was thinking about writing up a rules thing, but where I tell you how the supers work. Anything that's read out by the TTS, I will not reread unless it is interrupted and I need to read it so that it counts. Anything under $2 I will read out loud when I get to a certain point of it. And yeah. There's special little noise jingles if you donate. Deadly Dude, thank you for becoming a member. Wolfsbane for 5 decided to hang out with some friends from college, and I met an acquaintance who's a big Nintendo fan. He's too far gone in the Nintendo cult, and he's only 19. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope your friend is able to escape eventually. Slime Maverick for 5. Dogwave Texan Vod Gang was chilling with a relative before he starts cool. Like the stream chat. Yes, like the stream. Toa for 5. The True Threats Doctrine. Also, the shouting fire in a crowded theater one was misunderstood and was clarified by the justice who said it. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna replay this one because I like the thing. I don't know if it'll read it, but is it gonna read it? It is. Yes. Is there a way to opt out of the TTS? I'm not quite no. Like I said it at $5. So I guess if you don't want it to be read out loud, you can donate via Streamlabs because Streamlabs doesn't read out loud. Although I was thinking about putting something on that. I don't know. I don't know why you would want to opt out, but like, yeah, if you want to donate on Streamlabs, Streamlabs is the only place where I don't have it like set up for that. Streamlabs and Twitch, I guess. So if you want to not do it, go to Twitch or Streamlabs right now. Or I could figure out how to get coffee donations to show up on here, and then you could donate on coffee. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let me continue on here. Hey, for 5, there's no proof of the suspect's roommate being trans. Look for it. There's no proof being presented, just making stuff up to anger people. I am going to be oh, hold on. I appreciate the 10. No, probably. Now, when it comes to their partner being trans, I swear I read somewhere that like it was confirmed or something.
No, they are. That was confirmed.
It was confirmed?
Yep. They have been confirmed a male to female.
You have like a source for that I can share? I have no idea.
Let me look it up. I know I saw it. Hold on.
I'll continue reading. You
Yep.
You look. Mercenary number 5. Mark my words, there's gonna be a biblical repercussions for this. We're at the point where it's beyond inevitable to imminent with military on the street. Yeah, I think we are definitely hitting a point where it is like, and I'm scared not for me because I feel like I'm pretty moderate with myself. I'm just kind of like scared that it'll go too far. That's the only problem I have. I want things to be preserved, not be destroyed. Okay, I can hear that, by the way.
I know. Sorry. I don't like Fox, but I pulled up their thing where they did confirm they are trans.
How do they confirm it?
They talked with them. The FBI are in active talks with the partner.
Okay, so the partner talked with them, and the partner said, yes, I am trans.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to trust the FBI when they said they talked to the partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really,
Okay.
yeah. Again, it's coming from the FBI, and I have my own problems with them right now.
All right. Well, I mean, like if the FBI said that they're trans, and them saying that is the person saying that they were trans. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I again, I don't trust government, but I'll take that at face value, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly. It's not good for
I really don't know how you can listen.
About
Listen. I don't know, like beyond the individual themselves going on the internet and saying yes, I am trans. I really don't know how else to really like confirm that basically.
No, yeah.
And I don't think that they're going to do that because right now they're under a lot of intense scrutiny by the rest of the world because of who their partner was. So it's one of those things where it's just like if the FBI says it right now, I'm going to assume that they're not lying about the partner saying that. If it is a lie and the FBI lied, I would expect the partner to come out and say, "Oh, the FBI lied. I'm not trans." I haven't seen that yet. So until they come out and say I'm not trans, they were lying about it, then I'm just gonna I'll just trust it.
I refuse to trust the FBI. I refuse to trust government. Period.
The partner isn't a nutbag like the shooter. Well, that's good if that's the case. There are trans people that aren't crazy. I know a couple. But like I don't know, man. Like, according to the FBI, they are trans. And until they come out and say they're not, then they're not. Otherwise,
exactly.
I'll just take it at face value for the moment.
Exactly. That's all you can do is take it at face value.
Mercenary for 5. I had to deliver to a military base, and they're telling people to stock. I'm afraid we're being warned locally about what's coming. I am prepping. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that you do prep. Did they check the person gender? Did they open up the pants to see? Hopefully not. Hey, again for 5, Temp, you're being a Karen. Leave the minimum wage employees alone. I don't think Temp is being a Karen. I think again, the problem is, I don't know, the Office Max one is kind of wonky to me. Because the woman was definitely being very rude. But like, I wouldn't say she was glorifying his death. I think she was just being very rude about it, honestly.
Yeah.
And maybe it was an overcorrection by the company. I don't know. She wasn't directly saying she's glad he would, because that's what I was expecting her to say. I don't know. I kind of feel weird about it. I don't know. If the FBI is lying, it's a stupid lie. That's very fair. That's very, very fair and true.
Yeah, it is.
Internet Zen Master for 5. They were both fired, if I remember correctly. They're now finding out their magic buzzwords no longer have power, and they have to defend their positions. True. And another one just came in from Internet Zen Master. Is it going to play? Going to play? Is it going to play? It hasn't shown up yet on Streamlabs. That's why it hasn't played yet. All right. Well, because it's not showing up on Streamlabs, we're just gonna move on and hopefully it does show up.
Wasn't it
but
FedEx?
I'll read it.
No, it was Office Max.
It was Office Max. Office Max, Office Depot. They're both Office Depot and I guess Office Max are both the same company now.
So I guess
they
we'll
are
keep on
directly
the trend.
working with the FBI. Okay, if they're directly working with the FBI, I'll just take it at face value for now. And if it's proven wrong later, please let me know. But until then, if people are saying the FBI confirmed them to be working with them, I'm just going to take it at face value right now.
Yep. On the note of comic people.
Comic people.
Gigi Dutrix
That is a name. Are they trans?
Yes. Or at least they, them.
I
They are a
You
writer
don't
for
say.
IDW Sonic. They're also an artist for IDW
Chat,
Sonic.
just gonna tell you right now, not all trans people have weird names. I've met some trans people with normal ass names. All right. But it's just like some of the weirdest trans people have weird ass names, and I don't understand it. Like, why can't you have a normal name? Why do you have to choose a weirdo name?
Mm-hmm. So, at the start, they basically posted the Spotify playlist I'm in, and it's just like all Charlie Kirk is dead stuff. Someone replied saying, "Kids these days, quick as fuck." Giga saying, "I love that for them." The next one is inside you are 2 bricks. Throw me a cop. Use me to build a community. Both are valid. I feel like the rich eat the rich is too kind of a sentence lately. This was back in August.
And who's this? This is one person, right?
This is one person, and this is a writer and artist for IDW Sonic.
Okay.
Now this is on September 11th. The most ironic thing of all this is the thoughts and prayers all the political leaders are doing. Like, even when one of their own dies, they don't give a shit. Was Charlie Kirk rich? No. I don't think he was. I mean,
I was told that he was decently rich.
Right, but you could be decently well off and not be rich. He had 2 kids. He ran an organization. I don't remember if it was a nonprofit or not. But I do want to point out the "Eat the Rich is Too Kind" was posted on August 19th. This is before Charlie's assassination.
August 19th?
That was posted on August 19th. So what this person did is
that was almost a month ago.
What this person started doing, so Crack932 started posting or grabbing different things that they have said that could be bad.
And this is the writer for IDW.
This is just one of them. Thankfully, there are multiple. And thankfully, they all do have to bounce off of each other. So it's not like if they were just fired one day that the comic would be dead.
Well, that's good. I think that's good for you, mostly.
Yeah, well, for a lot of people. So, someone named Dylan Park Pettyford said, "Armed Nazis should be dead Nazis. Changed my mind." Gigi responded, "It's also how religion works, which is why they go hand in hand. Sure, your life sucks now, but you'll be rewarded when you're dead as long as you follow our rules and don't question anything." That's not how that works, but... And then they responded on August 16th, and they're responding to the time iDubbbz told Ethan Klein to shut up. I mean, I know you talked about that one.
Wait, what?
Where iDubbbz was telling Ethan Klein to shut up about the Hassan thing, where Hassan was saying America deserved 9/11.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. He was trying to claim that Hassan was trying to make a greater commentary about American shit, and I'm just like, iDubbbz, shut up.
Yeah.
Hey, give me something good.
So this post says, "Hello, Sega at Sega at IDW Publishing. Is terrorism representative of the Sonic brand? Gigi Dutrix, IDW Sonic artist writer, is celebrating a murder. She supports killing cops, Cecil Rich, and supports users advocating for terrorism and politically and racially motivated mass murder. This is in addition to Dutrix recommending a pornographic book to children. As a lifelong Sonic fan, I find this deeply disappointing and something. I did not grab that post because obviously it is got porn on it and we should not be showing that.
No.
But the fact that they
obviously
are while promoting their work on Sonic, also promoting pornographic books, while knowing that, and again, kids should not be on the internet. Clarify that right now. Kids should not be on the internet. Period. But kids are on the internet. So taking that into account, they should not be publishing something where they know kids will be looking at their account. Just saying.
Kids shouldn't be on the internet, honestly.
Now, I do believe they have locked their account. because this post is unavailable. Because they did basically quote retweet them. And it says the post is limited to owners or to people who can view their posts, which is a locked account. So they definitely know they're under fire and are probably being looked at by IDW at least. Again, this is the same situation as earlier where I mentioned Sucker Punch and Square. Sega is a Japanese company. Even if IDW makes a statement, Sega will not. Ever. So, you know, this is not good. It's just a whole lot of not good. We had the character artist for Insomniac. So they worked on Spider-Man 2. That says a lot considering. Have you seen the design for Miles at the final battle of 2?
No. I don't really care, honestly.
I'm gonna bring it up anyway.
I really care, honestly.
Yeah, the Freedom Fighters are Archie. But Sega owns the Freedom Fighters. So that's not a thing. Here it is. Perfect. So that is his final design from the game. Which I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say Marco Villalpando is the designer for that. And basically they retweeted based on the same day that Charlie passed away. Screw that old bitch, he's a Nazi. Have some decorum, violence is bad. Be careful what you say online. So, again, it's a lot of Sony, a lot of Microsoft. I know a lot of Bethesda devs. And Blizzard and Activision were all opening their mouths.
Not Bethesda.
But the DEI people have started opening their mouths. And it's not going well. Now, this is Reddit, so take this with a giant grain of salt. But people were talking about the Helldivers references on the bullet casing on the Helldivers subreddit.
Uh-huh.
And people are mad that the moderators for the Helldivers subreddit locked the subreddit.
Yeah, why did they lock the subreddit, Tom?
Because people were talking about Charlie Kirk nonstop. Because on the bullet casings, there were the different arrows for the different stratagems in Helldivers.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, a lot of people were opening their mouths on a subreddit. And again, it's Reddit. I'm not surprised. This shouldn't be happening to begin with, but do you feel like the things you post online should be approved by your employer?
It shouldn't matter, but again, if you glorify violence, it's kind of different.
That's about it.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think that what you do in your off time shouldn't be governed by your employer.
Mm-hmm.
By the same token, your employer kind of depends on you not being an asshole in public in order to make money. And if you're too much of an issue, your employer can fire you.
Mm-hmm.
Because their reputation is kind of a thing.
Exactly. Because what your employees say does affect the employer, which is why you're seeing people like Grums and Savvy say that Sucker Punch and Square and like all these different companies have to say something or else they're not doing anything. They're not buying. Because the actions of these employees do affect the company.
Pretty much. It's one of those things where like I don't agree that you should be fired if you have like political opinions. Like if you have normal political opinions, you should not be fired. But if you're glorifying violence, like I need I don't know who said that, but like, for whoever said that, I need you to think about this. If you had an employee that like was going out there and wishing death upon people, is that really something you want to represent your company?
Well, like you could
The
come out.
answer you're going to hear is a lot of people are going to say, no, I don't want that to represent my company. And if I see it, I'm firing it because it's bad for my company.
Like you could have an employee just say, I don't like Donald Trump. I didn't vote for him. Okay.
Yeah, I know plenty of people at my workplace that I'm pretty sure don't like Trump, and it's because they wear rainbow pins on them. And it's just like, I don't care. And most of them don't care either. They come, they do their job, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
It really doesn't matter.
Occo, when are you going? When do you believe the media politicians are going to spin the blame to video games? They already have.
They already have.
It's not in
That's
the docket.
that's my problem. It's my
Oh.
problem with RFK is I liked what RFK was doing by exposing the corruption inside Big Pharma. Then he stupidly decided to just say, "Oh, it's video games."
All
I'm
these
like,
mass killings are the blame of video games.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, broski? You had the easiest win ever. You could go up there and you could dab all over the fucking politicians on the left and the right that are taking money from Big Pharma. And yet, all he decided to do is just say, oh, it's because of video games. And I'm just like, shut up.
Yep.
I'm tired of hearing that it's video games because it's not video game.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I can say I like tits and I won't get fired. You probably shouldn't do that. That could be seen as some sort of sexual harassment to some people.
Yeah.
Just don't talk while you're at your job. That sounds dumb, but like, and I feel here's the thing with jobs. Like, freedom of speech is obviously a important thing. But like, freedom of speech applies. It applies differently when you're inside a job. Because like, I can't go into a job, badmouth my boss or badmouth customers, and expect I'm going to be able to get away with it. Because I'm not. Instead, there's some things that you choose to put to the side while you are working so that you can get your work done. And, you know, whatever. Sometimes I personally I'm fine with that, but like, I don't know. I think that freedom of speech is just a little bit different when you're going into a job because you're giving up a little bit of your freedom to make money so that you can then enjoy your freedom outside of your job. I don't know.
No, absolutely.
I don't know.
So chat has identified what the code on that bullet casing was from Helldivers.
Uh-huh.
It was the 500 kilogram bomb. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't blame the moderators on the Helldivers subreddit for locking it down, especially if comments were getting a little rampant. Like, you shouldn't be suppressing speech, but part of me, I can't blame them.
Again, like, I think that if you want to be critical of your government, your employer shouldn't really fire you for that.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's like an essential function of life is to be able to oppose government. But if you come out and say, I'm glad X person is dead or I want X person to be dead, then your employer might get stressed out that you're going to tank the reputation of the company.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they fire you for that. I feel like it's not bad to say don't wish for death, because here's the thing: wishing for death is like something that is. Thank you for the. I'll let this play out. Much appreciated. The landlords are happy. I don't wish because.
Oh, you can hear that. Sorry.
Yes, I can.
Sorry.
But no, like my opinion is just like, one, don't tie your online personality to your real personality, and two, like, it is not sane to wish for the death of another individual. All right, no sane individuals wish for the death of other people. All right, normally when we are in normal society, all right, you don't do that. You just see that people have political differences to you, and then you say, I disagree with them. All right, that it's just not normal for people to wish for the death of others. I'm sorry, but it's not.
No, absolutely.
Anyway, please continue.
Again, a lot of the comments are the same. I think the biggest one we do need to bring up, the biggest two, are going to be Tim Sweeney and Microsoft.
Tim Sweeney was quite crazy to see, not gonna lie.
So, the CEO of Epic Games says that mocking Charlie Kirk's death is unproblematic because it's protected by the Constitution. And Sweeney goes to cite, what an amendment says you can't diss someone. Not seeing it here. My tweet isn't some veiled partisan political commentary. Clemson's statement is simply wrong about the Constitution, and a public university should know better. The Constitution and the right to vigorously criticize is supposed to be the constant through these times. And I want to read the post he specifically said, so we have added context. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. For those who don't know who Tim Sweeney is, he is the CEO of Epic Games.
The creator of
he is
Fortnite.
He's the Gabe Newell of Epic.
Yes. I'm new. I'm glad that you're new. I hope you're having a fun time here. Welcome, welcome.
So, and technically, yes, it is part of the First Amendment. But when you are being as disgusting as a lot of these people are, that comes into question.
Chat brings up an important point. We're talking about private entities, and that's the important part.
Yes.
Your freedom of speech applies to the government. It does not apply to private entities.
Mm-hmm.
That is an important distinction. That's why platforms can ban you if they don't like you.
Correct.
Because unless they're dignified as like a public square, and even if something is dignified as a public square, that's a wonky thing that I don't really feel like a lot of people have solidity on. But unless something's like a public square, if it's a private corporation, they don't have to 100% abide by the First Amendment, because the First Amendment applies to government entities. Hello?
No, yeah, absolutely. And all these companies are well within their right to fire these people.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Let me find the Microsoft post, because it's in... You know what? I have a better solution to this. Because I have the image. Because it's in my thumbnail.
There's so... getting a map in Minecraft shows you just how many dungeons are around you, and you had no idea that these dungeons existed, and it's insane.
So, Microsoft also came out and said, we're aware of the views expressed by a small subset of our employees. It's not small.
If they fired a lot of people, how much do you think that they would just fire a decent chunk of their...
They probably fired a pretty decent chunk of Bethesda and Blizzard.
You think so?
Yes. A lot of them were opening their mouths about this.
What about universities? Universities probably would be a little bit different because of them taking federal funds. That's a little bit different in my personal opinion. I'm talking about companies that are privately owned, privately operated.
So,
anyway,
Microsoft came out and said, we're aware of the views expressed by a small subset of our employees regarding recent events. We take matters like this very seriously, and we are currently reviewing each individual situation. Comments celebrating violence against anyone are unacceptable and do not align with our values. I don't like Microsoft, but this is good.
Yes. I do think that the only reason they're doing it is because of the current administration. I think a lot of companies are making choices because of the current administration.
Because they know
and
if
it's
they
up to
don't.
You.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If they don't, they could definitely be looked at by the current administration. Again,
I think go ahead.
That kind of goes back. Again, I've been spouting this for a while tonight, but there's a reason why these Japanese companies are saying anything is because they don't have to. They're not under the current administration.
Mm-hmm.
They're in another country. So, the thing in the end here, we could go on and on and on and on and go over everything we have, but it's really all going to be a lot of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now Occo
Thank you
did
for the
post
advice.
this morning, and we'll read this before we're done.
Give it 2 seconds. That is very accurate. No, I agree. A lot of these people are definitely just trying to say that, oh, but freedom of speech, and it's just like, I don't, that doesn't work. That doesn't really work. Oh my gosh, my little room is still here. That's awesome. It's very true. It's very, very true. It's very, very true. Thank you. All right, continue, Temp. Oh, there's my Ender Dragon egg. Wondering where that went. Thank God I still have it. I was worried it was gone forever.
There was a letter that went out in the school district my husband works at, and they essentially said, TLDR, keep your mouth shut. We are short-staffed enough as is. Whew. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And that's really, honestly, kind of what some of these companies should be doing to begin with. But really, I'm going to come out and say it. A lot of what people, like the anti-DEI people, the anti-woke people, this is only going to make things ironically better for their defense.
Mhm.
Because a lot of the people who are pushing this, we hate Charlie Kirk, he's a Nazi, you know, X, Y, and Z, that kind of talk, are all from the same people who have been ruining our games for years.
Yeah.
So this just expedited the cleansing, essentially. Will things get better? Short term? No. Long term? Maybe.
I think eventually they'll get better.
So, Haley Ira posted, and this is something you posted in the docket this morning.
I did.
Saying, yes, the First Amendment, famously known for protecting death threats and cheering on assassinations. Brilliant legal insight from the guy who gave us cringy Fortnite dances and runs a company that would probably fire you for accidentally using the wrong pronouns for someone. Death threats and glorifying assassinations isn't dissing, Timmy boy. You're defending people celebrating political murder. Meanwhile, your own company enforces speech codes so strict they'd blacklist a dev for using mildly non-inclusive language in a comment. But sure, free speech warrior. What the fuck has happened to men lately? So many have turned into absolute pussies. Here I was thinking nerds were clever. Turns out a lot of them are just fucking stupid. I'm so sick of you politically charged, compassionless assholes. Time to boycott Epic Games. Grow some fucking balls, Tim.
Mizu was, what you guys don't realize is Mizu was boycotting Epic Games before it was cool. And now everybody's deciding to boycott Epic Games. And Temp is just sitting here like, I kind of liked Epic Games, dang it.
I actually haven't claimed any free games from them from a while now.
Really? So you've been like...
it's mostly due to laziness, but...
Oh. So you're just... That's not activism, Temp. That's just you saying I'm lazy. I'm not going to collect.
You know what? I'm lazy.
Games.
I'm lazy. I'm sorry. Because it just means opening Epic every Thursday. And I'm like...
You hear it here first, chat. Temp's lazy.
Now, to be fair, I probably won't continue after this because this is dumb. But she ended up posting the table of contents, kind of going over this. Racial ethic and religious inclusiveness. Do not use metaphors or similes that reinforce stereotypes. Examples include contrast black and white or blacklist and whitelist. Bite me. The whole blacklist, whitelist thing is fucking stupid.
That is like embedded in code, and there is no way you can really get rid of that.
Exactly.
Like, you would have to massively change coding systems in order for that to work. And I don't think people are ready to do that. That would like destroy so much shit that you can't. You basically have to create a new operating system in order to do that.
Be careful. Haley's pictures of stuff. She has custom Twitter art and background, and some of them are hentai. Yeah, I could tell from her profile picture, but
I could tell from her profile picture too.
that doesn't mean what she said here isn't base as hell.
Are you sure she's just not trying to cash in on people?
No, there is a certain level of how she said this that is genuine. It's not just cashing in. You
Mhm.
can tell how people feel based on how they write things.
The puddle is truly a prophet.
Do not use words that refer to historical trauma or lived experience of discrimination. Examples include slave, master, and nuke.
Why nuke?
Say, why nuke?
Oh, a moment. Oh, thank you, chat. Very much appreciated.
Another coin to the Mizu was right jar. That is Atari. Oh no. Atari's the Mizu was right jar.
Oh no. Chat, no. Where do you put it? Wait, where do you put that?
I have an idea where.
I don't think he would be okay with that.
So gender inclusiveness. I don't know why I keep saying inclusiveness. Inclusiveness. Refer to hypothetical people as they, them, and their, even in the singular. No? Bite me. Refer to anything that is not a person as it and its. For example, a module, plugin, function, client, server, or any other software or hardware component. I'm
gonna call my computer a she, and my program she as well.
My computer's been a she for years. She treats me very well, and I treat her very well.
My computer is a white supremacist. Oh, you're just gonna go quiet after I say that?
I'm trying to figure out what I would call mine. Mine doesn't even have a name yet, honestly. I never even named it when it was like the old PC. It doesn't have a name.
I'm waiting for some idiot to click what I said.
Hi, Atari.
What the fuck, chat?
My PC is soft umu boy. Fair. Do not assign a gender to anything that does not have one. Do not use collective nouns like guys that assume gender.
Okay.
Avoid colloquial phrases that contain arbitrary genders like a poor man's ex.
What?
Well, like a poor man's computer or a poor man's wallet or...
Okay.
So, if for what they're saying is, it should be like a poor they's whatever. Instead of saying like a poor man's ex or a poor woman's ex, it should be a poor whatever you are ex. Which is fucking stupid. Your computer probably has big tits. If it was real, yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Slang, and this keeps going. Remember that your words are being read by a global audience that may not share the same items and attitudes and who might not understand the same cultural references. Avoid slang and colloquialisms, even if you think they are funny or harmless. These may be hard for people to understand for people whose first language is not English and might not translate well. Hey, Epic, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't got much else to say other than that. Yeah, I just...
Hey, guys,
Epic
suspended for gendered language. Yeah.
Akko is a poor man, Saba. That's mean, chat.
Meanwhile, Japanese devs couldn't give less of a shit about non-Japanese speakers. Yep. I mean, hell, I'll go back to Square for this one because it's a lot of where my Japanese knowledge lately has been coming from. When Square hires new developers, they have two rules. You learn Japanese fluently and you move to Japan because you have to work in offices. You cannot work remotely.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to work, you got to learn Japanese. You got to live in Japan. They're not saying you can't be American, or not American, but like you can't be white, or you can't be, you know, X, Y, and Z. But you do have to work to be able to work there.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, I exist, hire me. No.
Can I give her the 5? Thank you, chat. Very much appreciated. Other Side is my favorite song from Minecraft.
So, I guess we'll move to something a little happier. It kind of goes back to the Nintendo Direct, but it is different.
Okay.
So during the Direct, they announced that Stardew is getting a Switch 2 edition.
Woot.
So, ConcernedApe responded, saying this will be a free upgrade for those who already own Stardew Valley on the Nintendo Switch, except in Japan, where it legally has to cost something. So it will cost the minimum amount possible.
That is really interesting. I didn't know that about Japan. Thank you for the 10.
Hey, Nintendo, you should learn from an indie company. I do appreciate this. Stardew is one of those games I need to just sit down and play.
Mm-hmm.
But it is also one of those games like Minecraft or, you know, Satisfactory, like any like the autism games that you play. That's just like
I play.
This is mind numbing. This is hard for me to get into.
Damn. You hear how he treats me? Hear what he said? Mind numbing. Mind numbing, he says.
No. Okay, so comical. There is a bit of a difference. So Nintendo has physical versions of their Switch 2 editions. So, because it is a Switch 2 edition, and it is sold separately, you have to pay a DLC fee because it is essentially a new game. In America, this is just an update. In Japan, this is a game. Or this is a new game.
You have a good night, Alex.
Abusive doggo. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We have one more thing on the Charlie Kirk thing that wasn't in the docket. I don't know why this wasn't in the docket, but it wasn't in the docket. This is Sean Chiplock, ENVA for Diluc in Genshin, and Subaru in ReZero. He posted this on Blue Sky today about Charlie Kirk's death, mocking him. Hey Crunchyroll, this guy works for you on anime. You dub. Any thoughts? You fine with working with someone like this? And Sean Chiplock responded saying, I hope they receive all the same care the average American citizen would get in that same situation. Someone responded saying, at least if he goes out, he went out doing what he loved, being a bigot. So, Sean Chiplock is on the fuck you list.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Bull, the dog, is barking back at Akko. Am I allowed to correct him?
Yeah.
Bull would probably approve of it. Play Rune Factory. It's better than Stardew Valley in every way. That'd require me to have Rune Factory. And after events from this week, I'm not sure I'll be buying many more games for a while. Did you and Mizu talk about the Corona situation on UTT?
With
Hogwarts Legacy.
yeah, somewhat.
Okay. Well, for those who weren't at UTT on Thursday, Corone from, was it Hololive?
Yeah, she's old Hololive, one of the first.
Was playing Hogwarts Legacy, and the Rainbow Warriors came out in in remember when people like Silvervale were being canceled for playing funny
Yes.
wizard game? It's
Yes.
happening again, but with Corone this time. If Temp continues being this bratty, he might get pissed off by Akko's Fuda dick. Oh no, comical.
Oh. Fine.
Oh no. Anyway, so Grum said, "Don't let this happen again." 2 years ago, they canceled VTubers and made them cry on stream for playing Hogwarts Legacy. Now they are threatening Corone and talking about her sponsors for playing it today. No more. Show these people the door. No more cancel culture. And yeah, people are just getting pissed. Someone actually called for her head for playing Hogwarts Legacy.
I heard.
So this is such a oh, and there's Ryan. Yeah, and again, like, it's a funny wizard game. Cease your bitching. I honestly, I don't remember if I talked about it. I bought 2 copies of the game just because of people like this.
Right.
I bought one for me, and I bought one for Akko.
I forgot that you bought me one.
So, I guess we'll end off
And I've
Dogwave.
never finished the game.
I finished it. I will probably never play it again. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. Like, it's alright,
That's
but
fair.
meh.
That's fair. You said we're finishing? Are we really done?
Our last topic is actually thanks to the Texas censorship bill.
Right.
Retailers are already reacting to a recent Texas bill by pulling manga from shelves, including issues of Dragon Ball and more. The bill, SB 20, appears to have noble intentions, with language going after generative AI being used to create material which simulates realistic child exploitation. However, the bill also includes vague references to cartoons. As previously reported, there's plenty of manga and anime which could hypothetically run afoul of this bill. While anime featuring fan service or sexual violence such as Goblin Slayer are obvious targets, retro anime which features casual nudity is also on the chopping block. For anyone familiar, it's a running gag in the original Dragon Ball for a young Goku to run around naked. As a result, at least one retailer made the decision to pull these earlier volumes from shelves and be more restrictive on what he will allow customers to order. There's so much media nowadays, you can't watch every single thing or read everything. So I don't know what characters are shown inappropriately or at what ages and whatnot. It would definitely be more in detail research on certain franchises, if they're going to be affected or not. SB 20 was signed into law this past June, and to our knowledge, there have yet to be any cases which test its constitutionality. Why the fuck does everyone want to censor everything these days? Oh, yeah, Temp is a Hufflepuff. Why am I a Hufflepuff? Oh, wrong one. Akko's laughing, and Akko gets it, but I'm like, but why? That's how much of a non-fan I am. I'm like, I don't get it.
I can't.
That bad,
Chat,
huh?
you can explain it. You can explain it.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about tonight?
In terms of Dogwave, no. I mean, the Charlie Kirk stuff was the really thing that I mostly wanted to make sure we touched on.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree.
I felt like that was the most important thing to touch on, but yeah. Oh, excuse me. My apologies if I'm yawning. I'm very tired after today. I was running all over at work today, helping other people. So
yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I was thinking we'll probably start winding down, because I can hear it on Akko.
I mean, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
That was actually the last thing on our docket.
Okay. And I don't feel bad for being tired.
Exactly. So, chat, that was episode 50. This was a milestone. That's what, 50 weeks of Dogwave?
50 weeks of Dogwave.
Can you believe that? What was our first episode? Hold on.
I don't know.
I'm checking. I know you won't know because that required your brain functioning.
Can you believe that we're friends, chat?
Oh, God. Hold on. Playlist. Nightwave.
Hufflepuffs are loyal? Yes.
The first episode of Dogwave was on September 15th, 2024. Tomorrow would actually be a year of doing Dogwave.
Holy cow. That's pretty cool. Hufflepuffs are social outcasts that cling to animals and plants to cope. Chat, come on, don't be mean.
I mean, I do hang out with my animals more than I hang out with people. So.
Temp. I was giving you an out. And you chose to not
My
take
cats
it.
are fluffy, I'm sorry. They're fluffy and adorable, and they deserve pets.
Chad, I was trying to help him. And this is what he does. Chat. I'm baffled.
Chat, can you believe it's been a year of Dogwave?
Most podcasts fail within the first year, chat, so this is a pretty big deal.
Yeah. All right. So on Wednesday, I need to confirm with Magma and Ava.
I think he'll be home by then.
I do think he will be home, but I still need to confirm if we're doing Grounded this week. If we're not doing Grounded, we will probably do Night Rain again, because Night Rain was a lot of fun.
And I'll be doing more Silk Song.
And that's why Temp doesn't deserve help. I remember you struggling for 500 subs, and now you're pushing 600. I know, it's great. So on Wednesday, it is either going to be Grounded or Night Rain. On Friday, we are going back to Suicide Squad. Because you all enjoy me bitching about it, apparently, which is great. I appreciate that.
That's funny.
Saturday, I have not decided Saturday yet. I think it's probably going back to Abiotic, because again, Magma will be home. And then Sunday is Dogwave. And because Occo will want to end after Occo's spiel is done, if you like the content I produce, I would greatly appreciate it if you left a like, subscribe, hit the bell for more notifications, join the Discord. The Discord is the best place to know when I go live. We also have special dogs there.
You can't do that to me.
So, if you want special dogs, and you want to know when I go live, and you want to be able to talk with me, join the Discord. What are you doing next week, Occo? I know how you operate. I treat you this way for a reason. If I don't shill myself and say what I'm doing next week, you will actually not let me do it, and you will just end your stream. I love you, but I know how you operate.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Well, I'm doing my normal stuff this week. Might have another video coming up. I gotta talk to the editor. And, yeah. I don't, it's about the same this coming up week for me personally. So,
Okay.
not much, is gonna change.
Average white girl and dog relation. Exactly. No, that's me in a mall. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to say. Now, before chat runs away, thank you again, everybody, for being here. All right. I do have a couple other supers I need to read. Who is live right now? Lumi is live right now. I'll give you guys over to her. But first, let me finish reading supers that haven't been read out by the thing. Let's see here. Internet Zen for 5. Best confirmation we're going to get, because if I were the roommate, I would lay low or go off grid for the next couple years. Guilt by association sucks. I agree. Grugar for 2. Akko is poor man Saba. That's not very nice. That's not very nice. I disagree. I disagree with the Saba disrespect. All right. High King Felnor for 10. Family in my hometown of Loveland, Colorado, painted a mural to Charlie on their fence. It was burned down. 5 small children were sleeping inside the house at the time. Thankfully, no one was hurt. That is arson, I believe. I believe that's what that's called. And that should be felony charging, or some shit like that. That should be like a people seeking felony charges or some shit like that. I don't know. But that's crazy and stupid and dumb. Don't redeem the peanut butter temp. Yes, don't redeem the peanut butter. Mercenary for 5. I had to take somebody's shift today at 7 a.m. to 3:30. I work until 10 with delivery. I have to do it again tomorrow. I pray for you, Mercenary. I pray for you. I pray for you. All right. That's Dogwave, chat.
It's Dogwave.
That's Dogwave. You guys are about 30 seconds behind on my end, so I am going to wish you guys well, and I am gonna end the stream, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
Give Lumi some love and behave for Lumi. Otherwise, back Wednesday. You all behave, chat. You all have a wonderful evening. Have a good one, chat. Bye.